silent. There are at least more than 15 that have refused to go on record. We will continue to, of course, try. But what do you feel that could be the reason, or do you feel that there should be a wider reaction, more reaction that should come in, especially from India itself?
Rakshita, I insist that the International Cricket Council gets involved in this. It puts up questions to the Pakistan Cricket Board, asking for clarifications, asking for why these terrorists are actually present at these celebrity cricketers' family funerals. What business do they simply have to be present over there? What connection do they have? Have they been funded by these cricketers on a personal front? Or is Pakistan Cricket Board contributing some percentage of money to these terror tanzeems? Is the Pakistan military establishment aware of this? Are they coordinating a relation between terror tanzeems and Pakistan Cricket Board? The financial transactions need to be tracked. So there are so many questions which are lurking in the dark. They need to be brought out. And ICC needs to be questioned upfront. By keeping quiet, we are letting this happen. So this is preposterous. This needs to be taken up at an international level. And here we are talking about sports personalities, and a link of terror tanzeems. This is a serious issue because the youth are encouraged by these cricketers. These cricketers are the role models. Now, at these role models, their family funerals are attended by these radicals. So this is a wrong message.
But we've seen that,
Rakshita.
they have made all kinds of gestures. We all know about those gestures that have been made during the cricket matches also. Forget the former cricketers, even the cricketers right now in the team have made those provocative gestures. They have mocked our babes. They have made a mockery of the Pahalgam terror attack time and again. And we continue to see this team in ICC events. There is no isolation of this Pakistani terroristan team in any of the global events. The fact that there are still some teams who go and play matches in Pakistan, that there are still foreign cricketers who take part in Pakistan's Super League, sir. Major Tour.
I think, Rakshita, it is time that all other nations who are part of the International Cricket Council should openly come out and boycott the Pakistani cricket team. They have lost all morals. They are, this is the lowest of lows that any sport can actually, fight for or give any explanation. There is no explanation left anymore. Why would a cricketing legend marry his son to a most wanted criminal by India? So the moral character of these cricketers are depicted by these, connections that they want to make. So I certainly feel other nations should take a call. They should back the BCCI, and BCCI should put in a formal complaint, and a thorough investigation needs to be done. That if there have been any, funding, if there has been any betting, is there a nexus between the underworld, the Pakistan Cricket Board, the Pakistan cricketers, and the terror tanzeems? This needs to be exposed. It needs to be brought out at the earliest. This country should not be allowed to play cricket anymore. Pakistan has gone rogue. Its cricket team has gone rogue. We know the mindset of them, and they can go to all lengths just to, face India. The Indian team is so superior that their present team is no match to it. And it is irrelevant. Pakistan Cricket Board has become irrelevant. It is not making money. It is a loss-making machinery. And, other cricketers have also said, Ramiz Raja has also admitted that majority of the money going to Pakistan Cricket Board is through BCCI.
Yeah.
It needs to be probed by NIA. the National Intelligence Agency needs to get involved to investigate BCCI, all its monetary transactions related to ICC and to the Pakistan Cricket Board. Otherwise, this is going to be never ending. And why this is worrying is these are the cricketers who encourage the youth to join the sport. But unfortunately, their sport is terrorism. They are being linked with terrorism. And I think it's high time that we call them out.
Absolutely. And we have seen Pakistani cricketers also being part of multiple such leagues. We've seen them in Legends League also, where Pakistani cricketers are part of, and India also. There are Indian cricketers, former cricketers also who are playing. So maybe there are reasons that why they will not say. But appreciate you joining us, Major Samir Patur. Always a pleasure having you on Public TV. And now viewers, it's time for a very, very short break. But on the other side, we continue to bring you more details on the investigation against the TMK Minister Sharanya Natarajan. I beg your pardon. The advocate Sharanya Natarajan has his TMK advocate filed a complaint against Sarath Kumar, the TVK Minister.
बजाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MTH का जल जीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ।
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? No, if you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean.
What am I then? Back then. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very food.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दो ही बड़े।
चंकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Muharram procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, "Le fir aage," which means, "Look, we are back." And then they explode the van. And at that point of time,
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV with me, Ishita Mitra. Now viewers, after Republic's a big expose on Shoaib Akhtar's terror links, cricketers go silent, refuse to speak up on the terror links exposed by Republic TV. Getting you all the details on that, but first up a quick check at the top headlines. Vijay government in a major controversy. DMK leader files complaint against TVK Minister Sarath Kumar over drug storm, demands NDPS investigation. Republic's super exclusive expose on Shoaib Akhtar link with terror. Over 20 Indian cricketers refuse to comment on Shoaib Akhtar's big expose. Lawyers in Ayodhya refuse to represent the accused in donation theft case. The lawyers demand accused to leave the temple town. Pakistan carries out strikes in Afghanistan, killing over 30. Kabul says Pak targeting civilians again. Akal Takht summons all Sikh MLAs and Punjab ministers over anti-secretariat law and demands amendment within 1 month. All right, welcome viewers. Our top focus at this hour. Now, trouble is mounting for TVK Minister Sarath Kumar and the Vijay government at large. After a complaint was filed by DMK advocate Natarajan seeking proper investigation into the video storm that went viral on social media that alleged that the minister was seen crushing a powder-like substance during an IPL match 2 years ago. In fact, not just that, another complaint has also been filed against the Minister for Human Resources and Management D. Sarath Kumar, alleging that he distributed money to induce people to vote during the election campaign. So 2 complaints have now been filed, one in the video storm case and another complaint was in fact lodged by the representatives of the election flying squad at Visar Nagar police station of Tambaran constituency after a video allegedly showing money being distributed during Minister Sarath Kumar's campaign went viral. So trouble now seems to be escalating for Sarath Kumar as 2 complaints have now been filed in 2 separate cases against the TVK minister. And in fact, our sources are telling us that an action could come in very soon by the TVK government on this. My colleague Shada, who's been tracking this now, joins me with more details. Shada, so trouble seems to be escalating for TVK Minister Sarath Kumar. On one hand, you have the drug storm, and on the other hand, another complaint has been lodged regarding the money being distributed during election campaign.
Well, the DMK today has taken it over to make sure that Sarath Kumar gives a befitting reply and a detailed inquiry to be taken place in that video that was posted 2 years ago. Many people questioned from the DMK as to why would someone bring a sick child to the match in the very first place, and also why will someone break a medicine on their phone using an ATM card and a currency note. Meanwhile, the pediatrician and TVK Minister Sarath Kumar gave an explanation telling that they had to powder the medicine and that's the reason they had done. But multiple other claims also say that it is not fair for the TVK Minister to post a video like that with a caption saying thug life moment in a public place when that happened, which made them say that they arise a lot of questions and doubts whether it was a prohibited substance that was brought into the stadium. Now, after that, a detailed inquiry is what the DMK is asking for now. Saranya Natarajan, an advocate from the DMK, has officially filed a complaint with the police commissionerate of the city, and another complaint is being filed at the Tambaram police station by the vigilance squad, the moving squad of the election commission. It was an old video again which showed a celebratory video of Sarath Kumar after winning the elections, where he was seen distributing gifts and money, questioning if it was cash for oaths that D. Sarath Kumar was involved in. So now, 2 complaints have been filed against the same minister from the TVK. So now the trouble mounts for the TVK ministry as well, and likely that the government should take immediate action on the complaints being given to make sure that if the minister requires a detailed investigation in this particular case.
That's my question, given the complaints are filed against Sarath Kumar, 2 complaints today, and the mounting pressure that's now coming in on the TVK government, are we looking at some action? Do you think he could be axed, in fact, from his role? Are we looking at that?
Well, officially, the government has not announced for any detailed inquiry, or an FIR has still not been registered in both these cases. So now we have to wait if the Chief Minister Vijay is planning to take an action, or if the DMK is going to be the DMK fighting against the TVK asking for the removal of the same minister. So now we have to wait if there will be an official information. Meanwhile, sources say that there might be a call to remove the minister from his position, as multiple complaints are being arised now, especially after that video. Multiple videos are coming out for the same minister from his old time, and now the question arises if there will be a decision taken by the TVK very soon to remove him from the ministry.
All right, so some action could be taken is what we're getting at the moment. Thanks, Sharada, for joining us and getting us on the latest on this. Thanks so much. And now we are shifting focus to another big story that we're tracking on Republic TV. Now, on Saturday, viewers, Republic broke the agenda-setting story from Pakistan exposing cricketer Shoaib Akhtar. Now, Pakistani cricketer was in fact seen standing next to Lashkar terrorists at his brother's funeral. 4 other terrorists were also spotted standing next to Shoaib Akhtar, and among these was Imam Rahman, who is an aide of Pahalgam terror attack mastermind Saifullah Kasuri. He was spotted in that video. Now, Republic also on this reached out to over 20 cricketers for a comment, but none of them spoke. In fact, they refused to speak up on this big expose done by Republic TV. Over 20 cricketers were contacted by Republic TV over the links which are now exposed by us, Shoaib Akhtar's terror links that we exposed, but despite that, none of them in fact spoke up, and they refused to go on air with a comment on this. So this is what we're fetching at the moment. As we did the big expose on Shoaib Akhtar's terror links, we got the exclusive visuals exposing his terror links by showing that how he was seen standing next to these Lashkar terrorists at his brother's funeral. On this, when we reached out to several of these former cricketers, they refused to speak up, they refused to go on air and make a comment on how these Pakistani cricketers and their terror links, how these cricketers in fact continue to operate hand in gloves with the terror outfits on Pakistani soil. None of them spoke up, none of them made a statement on this, that how Republic is now exposing the terror links which continue to be entrenched with Pakistani cricketers as well. Now, joining me on this is in fact a retired Major General KK Sinha. Major General KK Sinha, thanks so much for joining us on Republic TV. Sir, we broke the news with you in fact on Saturday how we exposed Shoaib Akhtar's terror links. And on this very issue, when we reached out to Indian cricketers asking for their comment, the shocking part is that none of them spoke. None of them, made a comment on this. They refused to, in fact, go on air, exposing the links between Shoaib Akhtar and the terror groups. How do you look at this, sir?
Good afternoon, Jahan. See, you're asking me how you look at it. I totally, see as a treachery against the national causes. 20 cricketers has been approached by you, as you said, and none of them is ready to speak. The images, the live images speaks the volume. The breaking of news of Shoaib Akhtar, who has got a very big fan club in India. There are many followers of Shoaib Akhtar. And the cricketers, not coming up and speaking the truth. You're asking to speak the truth. We are all speaking the truth for the nation cause.
Right.
So something is missing. A big miss is there that, because the cricketer has got followers in India, chap like Sidhu, Harbhajan Singh, they have been seen number of times sharing the stage with Shoaib Akhtar. Shoaib Akhtar has been speaking when he was actually coming on the national television that he has got, he is a liberal man where he doesn't, differentiate between India and Pakistan, but standing with all top notch, the terrorist stooges in Pakistan in his brother's funeral. It speaks again the double standard of Pakistan, everyone, the way they are doing the things on the ground. What we remember, that Sidhu, when he crossed over to Pakistan, and he was hugging the people, and especially those terrorists. It reminds you the same mindset. And the cricketer, because just they are the sports person of India, they have the icon, and they are a big followers. If they don't speak, I feel that India, that nationalism is making somewhere in a mess. India first, which we all, and especially the Republic, has got that its own way to looking the India first. We should come out loud and clear. Otherwise, Pakistan will keep doing it and get away.
Right. Major General, what is your message to this, Aman Ki Asha gang, which goes against the line that terror and talks cannot go together? Because we have seen even before when cricket was being played by Pakistan, there were several of them which were propagating that links as far as culture is concerned, art is concerned, cinema is concerned, these must continue with Pakistan. But clearly we've now seen that the links between terror groups and the civil society go really deep in Pakistan.
See, we have to understand, in comprehensive national power, the soft power which you are speaking, in which there are, the film is there, the cricket is there, there is the soft power of the country. And, combined with that, that becomes the national comprehensive power.
Right.
That power, if it is missing to, speak the truth, then the, country weakens. The country weakens because, what you said, the Aman Ki Asa. Now people are talking about the India and Pakistan should talk. Yes. And the stated policy is there, I think after 2016, that the terror and talk can't go together. And this Aman Ki Asa, the people are working, and they're working especially and in the base of America. That, there are, in the corridor of power, there are whisper that India and Pakistan should talk. And there is, somebody is saying that, under the table, there is something, talk, and especially with abrogation of Indus Water Treaty, the Pakistan wants to have through this Aman Ki Asa, the people, the Aman Asa Brigade, they are all very much in the favor of Pakistan wants to do it. I think, some time is there to speak spade to spade, and anyone who doesn't join, where they absolutely your exposure, when the Shoaib Akhtar is standing in his brother's funeral with, top-notch these terrorists, I think we are missing something. And my message to all those cricketers to whom you approach and not coming up, they should come up for the national cause and speak very, very straight and directly message to Pakistan that they should not do it. Otherwise, our national comprehensive power will weaken.
Right, so really hoping that this message reaches out to those cricketers as well. On that note, thank you, Major General KK Sinha, for joining us and sharing your inputs on this. Thanks so much. Now we are shifting focus to another big story that we're tracking at the moment. Now, Jammu and Kashmir, a state investigative agency, is now set to file a charge sheet in the 35-year-old murder case of SKIMS nurse Sarla Bhatt. Now, your Sarla Bhatt was in fact abducted, tortured and shot dead in 1990 with the body dumped in downtown Srinagar alongside a note branding her as an informer. The SIA has now reopened investigation in August last year into this case and reconstructed the case using fresh evidence. In fact, investigators traced elderly eyewitnesses, interviewed several journalists who covered the violence in the early 1990s in the valley and conducted a fresh forensic examination as well in this case. Based on the investigation, the SIA now identified 5 alleged JKLF members as accused in the case, and of the 5 accused, 3 in fact have died, 1 is in custody and the other 1 is absconding. Accused include former JKLF Chief Mohammad Yasin Malik, the former Chief Commander Abdul Hamid Sheikh, and the other 3 accused include Ghulam Mohammad Taplu, Mohammad Yusuf, Ilyas Idris and Khurshid Ahmed Chaklu as well. SIA says all the 3 accused in this case, in fact, have died over the past 35 years. Charge sheets are now being filed against Yasin Malik and absconding accused Khurshid Ahmed Chalku to face a trial. So a big development in the 35-year-old case that's now coming in, as the SIA is now all set to file a charge sheet in this case. All right. In fact, my colleague Zeenat has been tracking this, joins me live with more details. Zeenat, it's a big development coming in the 35-year-old case, the case involving a nurse Sarla Bhatt. We understand that the SIA is now all set to file a charge sheet.
Absolutely. The SIA is ready to file the charge sheet. It consists of around 737 pages charge sheet that has identified 5 members of the JKLF, which is a terror organization already banned by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Now comes the case of the Sarla Bhatt, who was abducted, later killed. Her cold-blooded body was recovered just near the Karanagar late then, some 35 years back. She was working as a nurse at the Sher-e-Kashmir Institute of the Medical Sciences. Then she was abducted by the JKLF chief, Yasin Malik, who is already serving the imprisonment because of the terror funding case that the NIA is investigating, also facing trials in 4 IF, those who were killed by the Yasin, and other charges are there against Yasin. But as far as the Sarla Bhatt case is concerned, the SIA identified 5 of the people, 5 of the operatives from the JKLF. 3 of them have already died now. The 2 are there. One is Yasin Malik, who is serving the life imprisonment, and another is Khurshid. Khurshid, as per the report, suggests that he has crossed over. He is in Pakistan for the last 2 decades, but the SIA is now initiating a proclamation against this Khurshid and then Yasin Malik. See, this was a case that was reopened by the LG administration in order to gain the confidence among the Kashmiri Pandit population. There are many more demands as far as the killing of Kashmiri Pandits late then in 1990 is concerned, because these kind of killings led to the exodus of the Kashmiri Pandits from the valley. There had been the demand, and when the case was reopened, everybody, the Kashmiri Pandit organizations, the Muslim community welcomed the move. Now we are picking up from the sources that in couple of days from now, that the SIA is going to file the proper charge sheet. So we see that the Yasin Malik is more and more getting the body blows as far as the terror-related incidents or the terror funding in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, where the role of the JKLF was found. So this is another trouble that is coming in for the JKLF chief Yasin Malik, where again the SIA has named him as far as the Sarla Bhatt case of 1990 is concerned in the valley.
Right, of course. So 35 years later, now the charge sheet has been filed, and Yasin Malik, in fact, is part of that. On that note, thanks, Zeenat, for joining us and giving us all these details on this. Now, we are shifting focus to another big story we're tracking at the moment. Now, Ayodhya Ram Temple donation embezzlement case continues to witness rapid developments. The Supreme Court has now refused an urgent hearing in this matter, observing that there is no need for an immediate intervention and the case can be taken up by a regular bench later. Meanwhile, the Ram Mandir Trust has reportedly also initiated a comprehensive review of all the appointments made within the temple administration based on recommendations. Sources have now informed Republic that employees recruited through recommendation or outside the prescribed recruitment process could now face action as part of their effort to bring greater transparency to the system. In fact, with the judicial custody of all the 8 accused now ending today, police are expected to seek their custodial remand, even as simultaneous raids have been conducted out at their residences. Sources also indicate that after Champat Rai and Anil Mishra, another trust member, Gopal Rao, could also step down from his duties of temple operations after the resignations of, as I mentioned before, Anil Mishra and Champat Rai as well. So we are looking at a course correction measure now being taken by, in fact, the Ram Mandir Trust. And on the other hand, you also have the Faizabad, the Bar Association lawyers are refusing to represent any of the accused in this case. So the anger against the breach of trust that has taken place in this case now growing. And meanwhile, viewers, as investigation picks up pace, political heat is also rising on this. Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav took a swipe at Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath over this, saying that despite visiting the city several times, the CM remained unaware of key issues. Take a listen as to what he has said on this.
आपने ट्वीट करके कहा है कि अगर सपा सरकार बनेगी तो एक आदर्श धार्मिक स्थल जो है अयोध्या बनाएंगे।
इस बात को हम लोग इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि जिस तरह का विकास या जिस तरह का अयोध्या का काम होना चाहिए था, दुनिया के लोग जहां आते हैं तो कम से कम दुनिया के वर्ल्ड क्लास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तो हो, और जो श्रद्धालु आते हैं, जिन्हें आस्था के साथ आते हैं, उन्हें सुविधाएं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर की मिले।
And now, in response to this, the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has also hit back, daring the Samajwadi Party chief to back the movement for the liberation of Krishna Janambhoomi on the lines of Ram Janambhoomi camping. Further, invoking the police firing on car sevaks during the Ram Temple movement in 1990, when SP founder Mulayam Singh Yadav was the Chief Minister of UP, Yogi Adityanath said, "What religious city will you build? Look at your own history." Take a listen.
मैं कल समाजवादी पार्टी के अध्यक्ष श्री अखिलेश यादव जी का एक बयान पढ़ रहा था। वो कह रहे थे कि उनकी सरकार आएगी तो अयोध्या को धार्मिक नगरी बनाएगी। अरे आप क्या धार्मिक नगरी बनाएंगे? आपने तो अपना इतिहास देखे, राम भक्तों पर गोली आप ही के लोगों ने चलाई थी, आप ही की सरकार ने चलाई थी, समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार ने।
All right, my colleague Shubham also joins me live on this. Shubham, we are looking at a rapid investigation, in fact, taking place in this case, as the financial links and financial trail is now under scanner. We are looking at 3 teams visiting several banks and looking at the accounts and the assets of these accused. And meanwhile, they're all to be, in fact, represented in the court as their judicial custody is ending today. All right, in fact, we'll try and connect with my colleague Shubham there, who's live with us in Ayodhya. He's been tracking all the developments on the ground. Shubham, can you hear us? All right, viewers, we'll try and connect with my colleague there, but this is the latest that we're fetching, that on one hand, you have all the investigation now picking up pace. The police, in fact, is looking at the financial trail, the assets and the bank records of all the accused in this case. And today, as the judicial custody ends, they're all also going to be taken to Faizabad District Court in Ayodhya. My colleague, in fact, Shubham, is back with us. Shubham, take us through the latest that we're fetching in the investigation in this case.
इस मामले में सभी 8 आरोपियों को वर्चुअल जरिए पेश किया गया अदालत में, और न्यायिक हिरासत में 14 दिनों की भेजने की तैयारी फिलहाल चल रही है। जानकारी सामने आ रही है उनकी जुडिशियल कस्टडी जो है वो 2 हफ्ते की हो सकती है। उसके बाद पुलिस रिमांड की मांग कर सकती है अदालत से इन सभी आरोपियों से पूछताछ के लिए। लेकिन आज जो घटनाक्रम हुआ वो ये कि सुबह सबसे पहले बैंक में दबिश दी गई इन 8 आरोपियों की, और ट्रस्ट के जो बैंक के खाते थे अलग अलग बैंकों में वहां दबिश दी गई। उसके बाद यहाँ पर स्टेटमेंट का ट्रेल निकाला गया, खातों की जानकारी निकाली गई, बैंक लॉकर्स में जानकारी हासिल की गई। उसके अलावा ये भी देखा गया कि क्या इन रुपयों का इस्तेमाल, क्या इन रुपयों का लेन देन या ट्रांसफर ट्रांसफर किसी अन्य खातों में किया गया है, क्या किसी रिश्तेदार को खाते में से पैसे ट्रांसफर किए गए हैं। इन तमाम विषयों को लेकर पुलिस ने अलग अलग 3 टीमें दबिश देती है, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, कैनरा बैंक और स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया की अयोध्या धाम शाखा में। और उसके बाद ये जांच करने की कोशिश की गई कि क्या इन रुपयों का लेन देन हुआ है, क्या ये रुपए ट्रांसफर हुए हैं इन आरोपियों के खातों से। इसके बाद में दस्तावेज समेटने के बाद में, साक्ष्य समेटने के बाद में पुलिस की टीम पहुंचती है सीओ ऑफिस और उसके बाद वहां अदालत में उन्हें पेश किया गया इन 8 आरोपियों को वीसी के जरिए। और उसके बाद फिलहाल ये जानकारी सामने आ रही कि 14 दिन की न्यायिक हिरासत में यानी कि जुडिशियल कस्टडी में भेजने की तैयारी है और इन आरोपियों को जेसी में भेजने के बाद में पुलिस इनसे रिमांड कर सकती है, पूछताछ के लिए इनसे मांग सकती है। और इसके बाद फिलहाल पुलिस रिमांड को लेकर जो जानकारी है वो ये सामने आ रही है कि पहले 14 दिन की न्यायिक हिरासत होगी और उसके बाद में फिर पुलिस इनसे पीसीआर यानी कि पुलिस रिमांड के लिए, पुलिस कस्टडी रिमांड के लिए डिमांड करेगी। लेकिन बड़ा सवाल ये है
right now that all the 8 accused could be sent to 14 days of judicial custody in the Ram Mandir case. On that note, viewers, we're slipping into a very short break, but don't go anywhere. Coming up on the other side, a mystery theft now reported at ex-judge Giribala's residence, attempted theft of files but thieves scoot. On hearing police siren, the big question, was it an attempt to tamper with evidence? Getting you all the details on that, stay tuned.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और बरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover 2 lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way, but there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age, but some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014, 13 years back, of a younger Bhagwant Mann. And now they look much more similar, don't they? In fact, the more you go close up, you'll find it's probably the same guy. Now, Bhagwant Mann's argument can be privately to some people that if I did something sacrilegious 13 years back, why is it being picked?
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा सिर्फ असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? If you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back then.
The top headlines: Vijay government in major controversy. DMK leader files complaint against TVK Minister Sarath Kumar over drug video. Demands NDPS probe. Republic super exclusive expose on the Shoaib Akhtar Lashkar link. Over 20 Indian cricketers refuse to comment on Shoaib Akhtar. Lawyers in Ayodhya refuse to represent accused in donation theft case. Lawyers demand accused to leave Temple Town. Pakistan carries out strikes in Afghanistan, killing 30. Kabul says Pakistan targeted civilians. Akal Takht summons all Sikh MLAs, Punjab ministers over anti-sacrilege law. Mystery theft at Giribala's residence. Attempted theft of files, but thieves scoot on hearing police siren. Was it an attempt to tamper evidence? Viewers, in a big breaking news coming in at the moment, and a significant step aimed at empowering policyholders, the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, the IRDAI, is all set to roll out a discussion paper on insurance distribution reforms. The regulator is expected to roll out the paper anytime before July 10th. Now, the document will review the existing commissions, premiums, and the mis-selling practices that are prevalent in the industry. And now, joining us live is Pranav Kulkarni, editor for Republic Business. A very good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. And Pranav, could you take us through this step that has been taken by the IRDAI and also its significance for our viewers?
Well, absolutely. In fact, the IRDAI has shifted its focus on the consumers, the policyholders, and as a result of that, in fact, it is slated to roll out a discussion paper. Our sources tell us that the discussion paper is likely to be made public by about July 10, and it will primarily involve discussion around the distribution network. Now, one is, of course, the policyholder, and the second is the insurers, and in between them are the ones who actually sell those policies to policyholders, which includes agents agents, which also includes banks in case of bank assurances, where they sell certain products which are linked to insurance to customers. Now, the IRDAI consultation paper is expected to look into all these details and address each of these details in detail. In fact, what our sources are telling us is that any time before July, the paper will be rolled out, and once it is open for public consultation and the views are invited and reviewed by the regulator, they will be implemented in order to carry out a reform in the insurance sector.
Right. And also, Pranav, could you tell us what some of the initiatives that the IRDA has taken so far regarding consumer protection?
In fact, we have been in touch with IRDAI officials, and these officials primarily maintain that the insurer is of the view that your insurance is your right, and the whole focus of the insurer is towards the customer, that is the policy holder. Just to give you a perspective on what are the kind of numbers that look at, mis-selling, in fact, insurance mis-selling has been one of the major regulatory concerns in India. Open source data that was released by the IRDAI just last year shows that there has been around 14% increase on a year-on-year basis, and that accounts to about 22% of all life insurance grievances. So it just shows that mis-selling of insurance is a major concern, and the IRDAI just about few weeks ago rolled out a paper wherein it had put out certain regulations, which also in fact includes a certain amount of fee towards the end of the year for insurance premiums collected, just to bring transparency. In fact, it has also allotted a fund of about 800 crore towards policyholder education and protection. So a number of initiatives have been taken by the regulator, and this paper that we are expecting on July 10 will be the latest one, and we will see how that rolls out, or that gets rolled out further after review and weightage by the policyholders as well as by the regulator.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us and for giving us those insights, Pranav. Thank you so much. And now moving on to another breaking news update that's coming in from the ground, and this one from Ayodhya. Now, all the 8 accused who were produced before the court virtually and have been remanded to a judicial custody for 14 days. It's regarding the Ram Temple donation theft case. All of the 8 accused have been remanded to judicial custody for 14 days. The latest that we're tracking on the ground from Ayodhya as the controversy intensifies. Now, all of the 8 accused in this case have been virtually produced before the court and have been remanded to 14 days of judicial custody. A big crackdown by the government as well, where 8 accused have now been produced before the court, this one virtually, and have been remanded 14 days in judicial custody. This is the latest that we're tracking for you in the Ram Temple donation theft case. 8 accused have been produced and have been remanded now to 14 days of judicial custody as the probe intensifies in the Ram Temple donation theft case. The latest 8 of those accused, and these are the visuals of those 8 accused who have been produced before the court, and this time in the latest they were produced virtually before the court, and a judicial remand of 14 days have been awarded to them. It will be given to the judicial remand for 14 days now. The latest that we're tracking from the ground in Ayodhya, a major controversy that has erupted now after the Yogi government has warned of strong action against those involved in this case, where donations have been stolen, and 8 accused have been named in the FIR, and SIT probe has also been launched against this. And now, after being produced virtually before the court, a 14 days of judicial custody has been given to those 8 accused, and some of the names include the Tinu Yadav, one of the other have also been, the 7 others have also been arrested regarding this case. And also in the latest development, the main accused, the main person, the main trust, the general secretary of the trust also resigned, and more questioning are also being taken place. Now, I'm joined by my colleague Shubham, who has more updates on this. And thank you so much for joining us. We would like more on this. We are now getting reports that 14 days judicial remand have been awarded to the 8 accused. And what else do you have for us on this, on the Ram Temple controversy that we're tracking?
की कोशिश ये की थी कि आखिर उनका रहन सहन कैसा था, उन्होंने क्या संपत्तियां बनाई और उनके परिवार के लोग क्या कह रहे थे इस पूरे चोरी के मामले को लेकर। लेकिन अब जब वीसी के जरिए पूछताछ हुई है तो इसमें साफ तौर पर जो पेशी हुई है उसमें साफ तौर पर यह सामने आया है कि 14 दिन की जेसी पे भेजा गया है, यानी कि न्यायिक हिरासत में उन्हें भेजा गया है। फिलहाल पुलिस रिमांड पर इसलिए नहीं मांग सकी इस बार की पेशी में क्योंकि पुलिस के पास कहीं ना कहीं साक्ष्यों की कमी नजर आ रही है। पुलिस अभी भी तहकीकात में जुटी हुई है कि आखिर इन 8 आरोपियों ने कहां-कहां लेन देन किया है, इन रुपयों को कहां खपाया है, ये संपत्ति कहां-कहां खरीदी है और उनका बैंकों का स्टेटमेंट क्या है। चूंकि एक संकेत करता है जब पेशी थी आज जो कि 11 बजे का समय।
Right, as many investigations were being carried out, and several questioning was also done by the police, as per our reporters who have been tracking all of these stories in great detail from the ground. And several after hours of questioning, and we also know that the men who have been in charge of the temple trust, donation trust, was also questioned, and one of them is still remaining absconding, Champat Rai, and several others have also resigned in this case, and they are also they are also being questioned on that. And this is a major controversy that's now turned into a major flashpoint in the temple donation theft case. There's Tinu Yadav, who was produced before the court a few days earlier, and several others have also been named in the FIR. Now, my colleague has more on this. All right, Shubham is joining us live from the ground, and thank you so much for joining us, Shubham. Could you tell us more on the 14-day judicial custody that have been awarded to the 8 accused, and what else do we know of those who are in charge of the temple theft trust, of the trust of the Ram Temple? Shubham.
बिल्कुल आज का दिन बड़ा अहम था और वीसी के जरिए इन 8 आरोपियों की पेशी होती है। पेशी में 14 दिन की न्यायिक हिरासत यानी जुडिशल कस्टडी में इन्हें भेज दिया गया है। 2 हफ्तों की जेसी के जरिए अब इन्हें जेल में भेज दिया जाएगा। लेकिन पुलिस रिमांड पर इसलिए नहीं ले सकी इन 8 आरोपियों को क्योंकि पुलिस के हाथ में साक्ष्य कमजोर थे, साक्ष्य कम थे, ये जानकारी सामने आ रही है। चूंकि पेशी से ठीक 1 घंटे पहले पुलिस ने तीनों बैंकों में दबिश दी। जो ट्रस्ट के खाते जिन बैंकों में थे वहां पुलिस पहुंचती है। जो 8 आरोपी हैं उनके खाते जिन बैंकों में थे पुलिस वहां पहुंचती है। कैनरा बैंक, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा और स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया की अयोध्या धाम शाखा पुलिस पहुंचती है और इन तीनों ब्रांच में जाकर पुलिस ये खंगालने की कोशिश करती है कि इन तीनों आरोपियों के लेन देन कहां-कहां हुए थे, कहां-कहां इन तीनों आरोपियों ने ट्रस्ट के पैसे का लेन देन यहां पर किया था और कैसे पैसे खपाए थे, यानी कहां उन्होंने इन पैसों का इस्तेमाल किया था, ये जांचने की कोशिश करती है। पेशी से ठीक 1 घंटे पहले, इसके पहले बीते 24 घंटे की हम बात करें तो यहाँ इन करीब 8 आरोपियों के घरों में दबिश दी थी पुलिस ने। परिवार के लोगों से पूछताछ की थी कि कहां-कहां उन्होंने संपत्ति खरीदी है, कहां पैसों का इस्तेमाल किया है, पैसे कहां छुपाए हैं। टिन्नू यादव, मनीष यादव, ये वो नाम है जो बड़े प्रमुख और खास चेहरे हैं। रसूख इन दोनों का था बड़ा और टिन्नू यादव के मकान से कल भी कुछ कैश बरामद हुआ, उसके घर से कुछ कैश बरामद हुआ है, ये जानकारी भी सामने आ रही थी। लेकिन अब जो पेशी हुई है उसमें कहीं ना कहीं पुलिस रिमांड पर नहीं ले सकी इन आरोपियों को और न्यायिक हिरासत में 14 दिनों के लिए इन 8 आरोपियों को भेज दिया गया है। यानी ये 8 आरोपी अभी 14 दिन न्यायिक हिरासत में जेल में ही रहेंगे। पुलिस इन्हें रिमांड पर नहीं ले सकी, यानी कि सख्ती से पूछताछ करने के लिए पुलिस को इन्हें रिमांड पर लेना होगा, लेकिन अभी पुलिस रिमांड नहीं मिल पाई है। ये सभी जुडिशियल कस्टडी न्यायिक हिरासत में गए हैं जेल के अंदर एक बार फिर 2 हफ्तों के लिए। ये बड़ी जानकारी सामने आ रही है। पहले गहमा गहमी थी कि शायद फेस टू फेस ये सुनवाई हो सकती है, कोर्ट में पेश किया जा सकता है 8 आरोपियों को, लेकिन दोपहर के बाद 2 बजे के बाद ही स्पष्ट हो गया कि वीसी के जरिए वर्चुअल माध्यम से ये पेशी होगी और उसके बाद इस पेशी में साफ तौर पर स्पष्ट हो चुका है कि अब 14 दिनों के लिए इन 8 आरोपियों को न्यायिक हिरासत में भेज दिया गया है, जुडिशियल कस्टडी में भेज दिया गया है। अब बड़ी बात यह है कि इस कस्टडी के दौरान क्या पुलिस इन्हें रिमांड पर लेने की कोशिश करेगी, क्या एक बार फिर पेशी का मौका मिलेगा, और अगर अदालत ने इन्हें पुलिस रिमांड पर दिया तो उसके बाद ही ये साफ हो पाएगा कि आखिर पूछताछ में और क्या नया निकलकर सामने आता है। वरना एसआईटी की जांच लगातार जारी है। पुलिस जो एसआईटी के रिकमेंडेशंस वाले नाम हैं, जो संदिग्ध भूमिकाएं वाले नाम हैं, उन नामों को लेकर लगातार तहकीकात कर रही है, उन नामों को लेकर इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है और ये जांचने की कोशिश कर रही है कि कौन कौन इसमें संलिप्त हो सकता है। लेकिन फिलहाल ये 8 आरोपी न्यायिक हिरासत में जा चुके हैं। ये फैसला अदालत ने सुनाया है। ये बड़ी सुनवाई थी, अहम सुनवाई थी और अभी 2 हफ्ते तक ये सभी 8 आरोपी न्यायिक हिरासत में ही रहेंगे।
Right. Thank you so much for all of those insights and updates. Shubham will get back to you for more in this. And now, viewers, more stories coming in, and in the latest development, trouble seems to mount for the TVK Minister Sarath Kumar and the VJ government in Tamil Nadu after a complaint was filed by DMK advocate Saranya Natharanjan, seeking a proper investigation in the video that went on social media that alleged that the minister was seen crushing a white powder-like substance during an IPL match 2 years ago. Another complaint has been filed against Tamil Nadu Minister for Human Resources Management D. Sarath Kumar, alleging that he distributed money to induce people to vote during the election campaign. The complaint was lodged by a representative of the election flying squad at the Visaranai Nagar police station of Tambaram constituency after a video allegedly showing money being distributed during Minister Sarath Kumar's campaign went viral. This is the latest as trouble seems to mount for the VJ government. Before, there was the viral video of the Sarath Kumar, and now another complaint filed against him. I am now joined by my colleague Sharda to give us more details on this. Sharda, we're getting that this is not just one incident. Now more and more trouble seems to be mounting on the VJ government, the Sarath Kumar, at the flashpoint of all of this controversy where one video went viral and now another complaint being launched against him. Can you tell us more on this?
Well, Amrita, as you saw last week, it was all about Sarath Kumar's video where he said he was crushing a tablet for his child who was sick. However, multiple people claim that it was not a substance that is not prohibited and that claimed that it could be even drugs. So DMK today made a huge protest against the declining law and situation in the state of Tamil Nadu. In that, they also included that an investigation should be done against TVK Minister Sarath Kumar, alleging that the video is misdirecting. And also DMK's the advocate wing today submitted an official complaint to the police commissionerate of the city, asking them to take an action against this particular event because the way that he had used the substance on his phone using an ATM card and a currency note created a lot of confusion and doubts amongst them is what the DMK claims. Now, another complaint filed in Tambaram police station today is by the flying squad of the election commission, alleging that they have a video proof that shows Sarath Kumar distributing gifts and money to the people of his constituency, claiming that whether it was cash for oaths that Sarath Kumar had given, and both the complaints have been received by the police of the state of Tamil Nadu. However, a case is yet to be filed. No FIR has been filed yet, so we have to wait and watch if Vijay's government is going to take this particular information from the DMK in a strong manner, the complaint against TVK Minister Sarath Kumar, and investigate it thoroughly in this case.
And also, Sharda, we have had reports that there were several protests that was carried out today. DMK student wing also carried out a protest demanding action against him. So why is the Vijay government silent and haven't responded any of these allegations, neither denying nor confirming? What does this say? This tell about the TVK government? We know that Vijay has been strong against the anti-drug campaign, which was big on his agenda during elections. And now with all this controversy mounting on him, why is he remaining silent on this?
Well, the DMK's protest was completely on the declining law and order situation in the state of Tamil Nadu, especially on the two special task forces being implemented by the TVK. As you mentioned, TVK promised a drug-free state and a very safe society for women in the state, while the task force for women to take care of safety and also the drug-free state task force is being implemented by the Vijay's government. However, DMK claims that the number of complaints are increasing and it's not decreasing. And also DMK made a statement that most of the people involved in crimes are from the TVK. We saw MK Stalin yesterday saying that the state of Tamil Nadu is going towards underground after TVK has taken over in the state of Tamil Nadu and it became the ruling government. And now the question arises why the TVK has not taken any action against Sarath Kumar, because the video posted by Sarath Kumar after that where he is explaining that it was a medicine given to the child, and he has also claimed that a doctor who prescribed the medicine also spoke on the video saying that it was the medicine medicine that he prescribed. Now, TVK has not taken any legal action, has not given any explanation as such, because the minister claims that it was a tablet that was prescribed by a pediatrician for his sick child. Now, the question is also once again arising whether the TVK will take action against his own ministers. Now, while the TVK has been silent over this issue, we have to wait and watch whether an inquiry will be taken place, because it's likely that a normal inquiry at least will be done, because the CMO has requested a letter from the respective minister and regarding these complaints.
Right. Thank you so much for all of those details, Sharda, and we'll continue to get in touch with you for more updates. And now, viewers, we have a big breaking news coming in at the moment. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be holding a meeting with secretaries tomorrow. The meeting will focus on new reforms. Now, secretaries from all departments will be present and they will be presenting their information at the meeting. The future goals will also be discussed, and the meeting is slated to be held at around 4:30 tomorrow. A cabinet meeting that will be chaired by the Prime Minister himself will be held on Wednesday at 11 a.m. This is after the Prime Minister comes back from his Seychelles visit and is scheduled to hold a key crucial meeting where several secretaries will be there to present their presentations. And this is regarding a meeting for all of the secretaries of all departments will be present there. A cabinet meeting will also be held on this regard, and this is a crucial meeting to discuss key future goals of the country, key goals of the nation. And moving ahead with another story, Jammu and Kashmir has held a comprehensive dry run on the Amarnath Yatra route amid heightened security. The convoy left from Bhagwati Nagar base camp in Jammu for both Baltal and Pahalgam routes in Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir Police and CRPF provided robust security cover for the entire exercise. Senior officials traveled in a government bus to Kashmir to assess preparedness and coordination on the ground. The 57-day annual Amarnath Yatra is set to begin on July 3. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha will flag off the first batch of pilgrims from Bhagwati Nagar on July 2. And this is a ground report filed by my colleague Gursimran Singh. Let's take a look.
Right ahead of the start of the Amarnath Yatra, the dry run for the Yatra is taking place here from the Bhagwati Nagar base camp, and equipped with the sophisticated weapons, the teams of the CRPF, they are now leaving for the Kashmir Valley. This is a dry run in which the senior officials all will be part of this first cavalcade that will be leaving for the holy pilgrimage of Baba Barfani. The entire stretch will be completed and all the formalities, modalities will be completed for this yatra that will take place. Here the CRPF has deployed its special commandos that will be part of this grid, the escort grid that will take place. And here you will see that equipped with the sophisticated weapons to carry out possibility of any anti-sabotage attempt, these teams of the CRPF, they have been deployed here with the weapons as well as with the communication devices. I'll request Ashu to come along with me and we will show you that these are the men of the CRPF that have been deployed here with the bulletproof gear. They are fully equipped. Also with them they have the communication devices, so that if needed arises, these communication devices will be used, and they have been equipped with the bulletproof gear so that in case of contingency or if anyone tries to target them, they can give a befitting reply. Here you will see that these commandos will be part of this entire cavalcade, starting from Jammu to the Lambar area in the Banihal, and after that the security will be taken over by the Kashmir Zone Police. So a heightened security grid is in place as we speak. As the dry run continues for the Amarnath Yatra, the pilgrimage is going to be very important. These are the men, the troops that are always ready to give adversary a befitting reply, and here they are in a full ready state to ensure that as Yatra leaves for the Kashmir Valley, the dry run is taking place. They are ensuring that any untoward incident that is planned or is being orchestrated by the adversary or the enemies of the country, that can be foiled well within time.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए MTH का जलजीरा जीरा सिप
जीरा सिप, असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, मसाला।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Muharram procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, "Le fir aage," which means, "Look, we are back." And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast, and the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now, the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one Shoaib, Zahid Khan and Taslim. Shoaib organized the event, and Zahid and Taslim were the ones waving the flag while standing on the vehicle before the vehicle was blown up. This is what has happened. And this is the strangest and most dangerous incident that has happened, because we don't know what is the message that they were trying to send by carrying out a car explosion. Please look at these pictures with concern. A crane hoists a car 50 feet into the air and a mock terrorist attack is carried out. A hanging enacted with little purpose connecting the act to the occasion. There was an attempt at some kind of messaging. And ladies and gentlemen, remember what happened in Red Fort. Just 8 months back, there was a blast at Red Fort, and today, 8 months later, some people are celebrating with a mock terrorist attack. What kind of provocation is this?
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है? आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट, स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है, स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और बरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover 2 lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job, but it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age. But some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking, and I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. Let's get started with the top story that we're tracking for you at 4. Accused in Ram Mandir theft case sent to 14-day judicial custody. Vijay government in big controversy. DMK leader files complaint against TVK Minister Sarath Kumar over drug video, demands NDPS probe. A second complaint now filed over allegedly distributing money during campaign. Republic's super exclusive expose on Shoaib Lashkar link. Over 20 Indian cricketers refused to comment on Shoaib Akhtar links. Pakistan carries out strikes in Afghanistan, killing 30. Kabul says Pakistan target civilians. Akal Takht summons Sikh MLAs, Punjab ministers over anti-sacrilege law. Mystery theft at Giripala Singh's residence, attempted theft of files. But thieves scooped on hearing police siren. Was it an attempt to tamper evidence? All right. Now, viewers, on Saturday, Republic broke the agenda-setting story from Pakistan. Pakistani former cricketer Shoaib Akhtar was seen standing next to Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists at his brother's funerals. There were 4 of the terrorists, including the mastermind of Pahalgam terror attack, who were seen with Shoaib Akhtar at his brother's funeral. Imam Rahman, aide of Pakistan Pahalgam terror attack mastermind Saifullah Qusuri, was also there. Republic also reached out to over 20 cricketers, Indian cricketers I'm talking about, former cricketers, for a comment on this, but they refused to speak up on the big expose on this link that has been now caught on camera. Once again, not new, but once again. And this is the Pahalgam terror attack mastermind, viewers. It's been a little more than a year. Our forces, of course, avenged the attack, but what we are seeing right now is absolute silence from the cricket fraternity here in India. We have Major General P.K. Sehgal joining us on the broadcast. Sir, well, we've seen that the Pakistan cricketers have had a history. Now we have in the latest Shoaib Akhtar, who's openly in public view, full public view, seen with these terrorists, including the Pahalgam terror attack mastermind. But we do not see any voice from India who has condemned this. Not even, forget talking about what action should be taken, why Pakistan should be isolated or not, but not a word of condemnation yet, sir.
This is extremely important expose by Republic. My compliments to Republic. It clearly indicates a very close linkage between the Pakistan establishment, the Pakistan ISI army and the terrorists. India has been loud and clear stating to everybody that Pakistan is a state which sponsors terrorism, carries out terrorist activities in India, and not only in India but all over the world. Wherever any terrorist activity takes place, Pakistan is directly or indirectly involved. Pakistan is always in a denial mode, and unfortunately for India, certain powers that have voting rights, like for America or China, particularly China, continues to back the Pakistanis on this. As far as India is concerned, India ought to condemn it very strongly. Even other cricketers who've been approached by the Republic channel, they remained silent on this. It is high time that the people of India put immense pressure on the governments across this global sporting community also to take Pakistan for what it is. In fact, Pakistan is not only carrying out terrorist activities against India, but even the strikes that they've carried out against Afghanistan, where the civilians have been killed, particularly a lot of children, clearly indicates that as far as Pakistan army is concerned and the ISI is concerned and the terrorists are concerned, they're all in hand in glove in promoting such vicious activities across the globe. And India ought to capitalize on this. My once again compliments to the Republic channel for having exposed this. It somehow or the other did not gain the attention of the Indian community to the extent that it ought to have gained. And India very strongly need to once again take it up. After this Iran-America deal, Pakistan has unfortunately gained a certain amount of ascendancy over India. And at this point of time, Pakistan narrative is being accepted by the world, particularly the Western world that means business. This gives a wonderful opportunity for India to once again tear Pakistan apart and tell the world that it is Pakistan and Pakistan alone which is responsible for what is happening not only in the Indian subcontinent but also across the globe. Back to you.
Right, Major General P.K. Sehgal, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast with your thoughts. Thanks so much for joining us on Republic TV. Viewers, we'll continue to show you the video, viewers, that has that has once again exposed Pakistani link, the civil society links with the terrorists. We've seen the army officers of Pakistan attending funerals of terrorists. Now you have terrorists attending funeral of a former cricketer, a very, very popular face in Pakistan cricket. He's been very popular in India as well. We've seen many of our cricketers interacting in the past I'm saying, but they've had a sort of a bond with Shoaib Akhtar earlier. But today no one speaks up about it. No one speaks up. Not a word of condemnation. Pahalgam terror attack, you can see that visual on the right side of the screens. But now we see the mastermind attending the funeral of brother of Shoaib Akhtar. And we continue to have that debate, viewers, on Republic TV. In the meantime, we shift our focus to the other stories. A shocking new twist now coming in as far as Tushar Sharma's death case is concerned. A theft bid was reported at the residence of Giribala Singh, who's the accused in this case, ex-judge. Now, this is now raising more questions than answers, viewers. Police say that the intruders allegedly targeted not just jewelry but also files containing documents that were linked to Giribala Singh and her son Samar Singh. They're both in jail right now. Now, at the time of the incident, Giribala Singh's brother was present in the house. He said that the thieves entered through the rear portion of the house late Saturday night, so no one initially noticed the break-in. Now, coincidentally, a police patrol was passing nearby. On hearing the police vehicle siren, the burglars panicked, abandoned the stolen goods and escaped. They chased them. Police chased them, but they managed to flee. So now several questions are now being raised as why would burglars be interested in documents? And was this theft another attempt to access or tamper with material linked to the ongoing investigation? And with the CBI already probing the death case, There are demands growing for all recovered documents to be immediately handed over to the central agency as investigators are examining the latest twist. My colleague Sarath Kumar has also filed this report from outside Giribala Singh's house. Let's take a listen.
तुलसा शर्मा संदिग्ध मौत मामले में फिलहाल मुख्य आरोपी गिरिवाला सिंह और समर्थ सिंह न्यायिक हिरासत में जेल में हैं, लेकिन गिरिवाला सिंह के इसी मकान में शनिवार रविवार दरमियानी रात को अज्ञात नकाबपोश चोर घुसते हैं। जो जानकारी है उसके मुताबिक पीछे के जो रास्ता है, एक खंडर मकान है, वहां से चोर फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे घुसते हैं और फर्स्ट फ्लोर की अलमारी के ताले तोड़कर सोना चांदी के जेवरात के साथ साथ कुछ दस्तावेज भी ले जाने की सूचना है। रोचक बात यह रही कि जब ये घटना हुई उसके बाद कटारेल थाने की पुलिस यहीं से पेट्रोलिंग करते हुए गुजर रही थी और उन्होंने उन संदिग्ध चोरों को रोका और पूछताछ भी की। और इस दौरान जो चोर हैं, जो नकाबपोश बदमाश थे, वो पुलिस को गुमराह करते रहे। हालांकि वो पुलिस को चकमा देकर वहां से फरार हो गए, लेकिन घटना के बाद कटारेल थाना पुलिस इसी घर में पहुंचती है। घर में लगे सीसीटीवी कैमरे खंगाले जाते हैं, जिसमें कुछ नकाबपोश चोर फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे दिखाई देते हैं, अलमारी तोड़ते हुए और दस्तावेज के साथ साथ जेवर और कैश को जुटाते हुए। और उन फुटेज के आधार पर पुलिस अब जो बदमाश हैं उनकी पहचान करने में जुटी है। कटारेल पुलिस ने कुछ संदिग्धों को हिरासत में भी लिया है, लेकिन सबसे अहम बात यह है कि यहाँ जो चोरी हुई उसमें एक इनपुट ये आ रहा है कि कुछ घर से जुड़े दस्तावेज जो हैं वो भी चोर लेकर फरार हुए हैं। तो ये ऐसा तथ्य है कि चूंकि तुलसा शर्मा संदिग्ध मौत मामले की जांच सीबीआई कर रही है, तो क्या वो दस्तावेज उस केस से जुड़े थे, ये जांच का विषय है। क्या उन दस्तावेजों को गायब करने के पीछे कोई षड्यंत्र था, ये जांच का विषय है और इन सब पहलुओं पर अब इन्वेस्टिगेशन जरूर होगी।
Now, viewers, we have breaking news coming in the Ram Mandir theft case. Now, viewers, all the 8 accused have been produced in court virtually and now remanded to 14-day judicial custody, viewers. That's the breaking news we have right now. In fact, investigation is picking up pace in the matter, and so does the political heat as well. Temple theft case, viewers, 8 accused sent to judicial custody. And now we have Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav now continuing to make statements, passing comments on Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, saying that despite visiting the city several times, the CM remained unaware of the key issues. In fact, Samajwadi Party chief Yadav reiterates that he would visit the Ram temple after the completion of the Shiv temple at Kedareshwar Dham in Etawah.
आपने ट्वीट करके कहा है कि अगर सपा सरकार बनेगी तो एक आदर्श धार्मिक स्थल जो है बनाएंगे।
इस बात को हम लोग इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि जिस तरह का विकास या जिस तरह का अयोध्या का काम होना चाहिए था, दुनिया के लोग जहां आते हैं तो कम से कम दुनिया के वर्ल्ड क्लास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तो हो, और जो श्रद्धालु आते हैं, जिन्हें आस्था के साथ आते हैं, उन्हें सुविधाएं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर की मिले।
आपने ट्वीट करके कहा है कि अगर सपा सरकार बनेगी तो एक आदर्श धार्मिक स्थल जो है बनाएंगे।
इस बात को हम लोग इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि जिस तरह का विकास या जिस तरह का अयोध्या का काम होना चाहिए था, दुनिया के लोग जहां आते हैं तो कम से कम दुनिया के वर्ल्ड क्लास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तो हो, और जो श्रद्धालु आते हैं, जिन्हें आस्था के साथ आते हैं, उन्हें सुविधाएं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर की मिले।
In response, the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has hit back at the Samajwadi Party chief, daring him to back the movement for the liberation of the Krishna Janmabhoomi temple on the lines of the Ram Janmabhoomi campaign. In fact, he also went on to invoke the police firing on car sevaks during Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Listen into what Yogi Adityanath said.
मैं कल समाजवादी पार्टी के अध्यक्ष श्री अखिलेश यादव जी का एक बयान पढ़ रहा था और कह रहे थे कि उनकी सरकार आएगी तो अयोध्या को धार्मिक नगरी बनाएगी। अरे आप क्या धार्मिक नगरी बनाएंगे? आपने तो अपना इतिहास देखे, राम भक्तों पर गोली आप ही के लोगों ने चलाई थी, आप ही की सरकार ने चलाई थी, समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार ने।
In fact, my colleague Shubham is joining us live on the broadcast from Ayodhya. Shubham, हम देख रहे हैं किस तरह से जो बयानबाजी चल रही है वो अभी तक जारी है। हम देख रहे हैं कि चाहे एक तरफ मामले में जो तफ्तीश है वो तूल पकड़ती जा रही है, लेकिन अखिलेश यादव जो हैं वो बार बार बात कर रहे हैं योगी आदित्यनाथ पर कि किस तरह से उनके नाक के नीचे ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। यहाँ तक कि वो कहते हैं कि वो अयोध्या जाएंगे लेकिन जब केदारेश्वर बनेगा। और अब योगी आदित्यनाथ बोलते हैं कि उन्होंने फिर से याद दिलाया कि 1990 में क्या हुआ था, और ये भी कहते हैं कि क्यों ना वो कृष्ण जन्मभूमि का भी समर्थन करें।
बिल्कुल, 1990 में क्या हुआ था ये सब कुछ जानते हैं, लेकिन बड़ा सवाल यह है कि जब ये घटना हुई तो राम मंदिर में चढ़ावा चोरी का ये मामला ना सिर्फ करोड़ों के गबन का मामला है, बल्कि करोड़ों राम भक्तों की आस्था को, उनके विश्वास को ठेस पहुंचाने का भी मामला है। और ये उसे उजागर भी करता है, क्योंकि 8 आरोपी अब जेल में हैं, फिलहाल नामजद हैं, उन पर आरोप साबित हो सकते हैं। चूंकि अब पुलिस की यहाँ पर जाँच चल रही है, आज उन्हें कोर्ट में पेश किया गया, वीसी के जरिए सुनवाई हुई और मामले में उन्हें 14 दिन की न्यायिक हिरासत भेज दी गई है। लेकिन बड़ा सवाल ये कि जांच में अब क्या निकलकर सामने आता है, क्योंकि विपक्ष मौका ढूंढता है सरकार पर हमला करने का, और एक बार फिर ये बड़ा और ठोस मौका बीजेपी यहाँ पर विपक्ष को मिला है सरकार पर हमला करने का। ऐसे में समाजवादी पार्टी हो, चाहे कांग्रेस हो, चाहे हम बात करें आम आदमी पार्टी की, तो ये तीनों ही जो विपक्षी दल हैं वो साफ तौर पर सरकार पर हमलावर हैं। ऐसे में सीएम योगी ने भी साफ तौर पर कहा है कि एक्शन होगा, दूध का दूध पानी का पानी होगा। एसआईटी की जांच में चाहे कोई भी हो, उनका साफ तौर पर कहना है कि चाहे कोई भी हो, बड़ा अधिकारी हो या छोटा अधिकारी या बड़े पद पे बैठा हो कोई भी अधिकारी, जांच की आंच उन तक अगर पहुंचेगी तो पूछताछ होगी, उनसे भी सवाल किए जाएंगे और अगर दोषी पाए गए तो कार्रवाई होगी। ये बिल्कुल साफ है। लेकिन इस पूरे मसले पर सियासत गर्मा गई है, विपक्ष लगातार हमलावर है। कल कांग्रेस के जो नेता है, एक डेलीगेशन है, वो भी कल अयोध्या आ सकता है, ऐसी जानकारी सामने आ रही है। इसके पहले संजय सिंह जो कि आम आदमी पार्टी के सांसद थे, उन्होंने भी एक एसआईटी से मुलाकात करके अपने कुछ साक्ष्य सौंपे थे। उनका कहना था कि मेरे पास कुछ अहम दस्तावेज हैं, जमीन के जुड़े कागज हैं, कुछ ऐसे ट्रांजेक्शन है जिसके जरिए ये पेश होगा कि एसआईटी को सहयोग होगा और इसके साथ साथ ये वो बात सिद्ध कर सकते हैं कि इसमें गबन हुआ है या घोटाला हुआ है। लेकिन अब समाजवादी पार्टी भी हमलावर है, इधर विपक्ष सरकार पर हमलावर है, तो वहीं सरकार का साफ तौर पर यह कहना है कि जो भी दोषी होगा उस पर सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई।
अभी इनको रिमांड पे भेजा गया है। हम देख रहे हैं कि बार एसोसिएशन कह रहा है कि कोई भी जो है इनको रिप्रेजेंट ना करे, कि इनको कोई भी वकील ना मिले। इसको लेकर भी काफी ज्यादा विरोध देखने को मिल रहा है। जहां तक बात है अयोध्या में, फैजाबाद में जो बार एसोसिएशन है, वहां भी हम देख रहे हैं कि काफी कुछ प्रोटेस्ट हो रहा है इनके खिलाफ। एक वीडियो जो है काफी ज्यादा वायरल हो रहा है। जहां तक बात है बार एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट का भी, उसको लेकर क्या कुछ जानकारी सामने आ रही है, क्योंकि मामला तो अभी कोर्ट में चल रहा है।
एग्जैक्टली, पहले ये सब कुछ हो रहा था। जब पुलिस की टीम 3 बैंकों में पहुंचती है तो उसके साथ साथ यहाँ फैजाबाद कोर्ट में भी बार एसोसिएशन के जो कर्मचारी हैं, जो पदाधिकारी हैं, वो एक मंथन कर रहे थे। वो इस बात को लेकर तय कर रहे थे कि हम में से कोई भी इन 8 आरोपियों की और से पैरवी कोर्ट में नहीं करेगा, कोई भी कोर्ट में पेश नहीं होगा, इनका पक्ष कोई नहीं कोर्ट में रखेगा। उन्होंने इस बात को लेकर भी जो 3 बड़े फैसले तय किए हैं वो ये कि कोई भी इनका पक्ष नहीं रखेगा, कोई भी वकील बार एसोसिएशन का सदस्य जो होगा वो नहीं रखेगा। अगर ऐसा करता पाया गया तो उसकी सदस्यता जो है रद्द कर दी जाएगी, उसे इस बार से बाहर कर दिया जाएगा। उसके अलावा जो तीसरा फैसला वो ये किया गया कि अगर कोई ऐसा करता है तो उस पर 5 लाख का जुर्माना यहाँ पर लगाएगा एसोसिएशन। ये बात भी जानकारी सामने आ रही है। लेकिन फिलहाल एक बड़ा सवाल ये है कि आखिर पुलिस के पास जो साक्ष्य जुटाए गए हैं उनमें कहीं ना कहीं कमी नजर आई, जिसके जरिए पुलिस आज वीसी पे जब पेशी हुई तो पुलिस इनकी रिमांड पर नहीं मांग पाई। कहीं ना कहीं दस्तावेजों की कमी, ऐसी जानकारी सामने आ रही है। पुलिस की जो जांच है उसमें कहीं ना कहीं गति धीमी नजर आ रही है। फिलहाल ये कहा जा रहा है कि 13 जुलाई के पहले शायद पुलिस एक बार फिर ये अपील करे कि उन्हें पुलिस रिमांड पर लिया जाए और उसके बाद सख्ती से पूछताछ हो। लेकिन आने वाले 2 हफ्ते तक ये न्यायिक हिरासत में भेज दिए गए हैं। ये फिलहाल तक का अब तक का अपडेट है और आने वाले समय में देखना होगा कि पुलिस कब इन्हें पुलिस रिमांड पर लेती है और उसके बाद सख्ती से पूछताछ करती है। बार एसोसिएशन का भी साफ तौर पर कहना है कि कोई भी इनका पक्ष नहीं रखेगा।
बहुत शुक्रिया जुड़ने के लिए शुभम, थैंक यू सो मच joining us. And now we shift our focus to the other stories that we're tracking from you from across the globe. This is from Venezuela. Rescue teams from Venezuela and around are racing against time to find the survivors trapped under rubble for 4 days after 2 powerful earthquakes struck the northern state of La Guaira. La Guaira, and the death toll has reached 1,450, with thousands still missing. International teams and local civilians continue desperate search efforts. Criticism is also growing over the Venezuelan government's response, with many saying that the civilian-led efforts have been more effective than the government's. Now, even as the critical 72-hour golden window for rescues has passed, some survivors are still being pulled from the debris, giving anguished families a glimmer of hope. Over 2,600 rescue workers and nearly 140 specially trained dogs are working around the clock in the affected areas. The scale of the disaster has triggered a massive international humanitarian response. Take a look at this report.
What we're seeing behind me is rescuers from mostly other countries and dozens of Venezuelans working as fast as they can to find their loved ones. This continues to be mostly a citizen-led effort. We can see a few more soldiers from Venezuela than we saw in previous days, but again, it's mostly neighbors, friends, relatives who are searching for their loved ones.
Hay que quitar primero la cámara. Vale. ¿Y tiene buen hueco de vida o no? Vale. Vale, seguimos trabajando, ¿vale?
Muy bien. Llega a 1.450 personas, mujeres y hombres que perdieron la vida como consecuencia de la más brutal catástrofe natural que haya sufrido nuestro país en su historia. 3.150 personas se han reportado heridas en los hospitales de La Guaira y en los hospitales de los 7 estados donde hubo algún tipo de afectación. 12.721 personas damnificadas.
Vale. ¿Y tiene buen hueco de vida o no? Una, dos, tres. No. Vayan rotando, vayan rotando despacio.
Bueno, desde el inicio, cuando nosotros comenzamos a hacer el trabajo de excavación, por así decirlo, entes de acá del estado con cámaras térmicas, como se habían explotado algunas bombonas, nos dijeron que básicamente ahí no quedaba señales de vida. Sin embargo, nosotros nunca perdimos la fe, seguimos excavando. Luego vino la ayuda de México, hicieron oído y escuche y dijeron que no quedan personas vivas porque nadie respondía. Luego vinieron los de Estados Unidos, metieron los perros y como los perros no ladraron, no hicieron nada, decían que no habían personas allí. Sin embargo, con todo eso nosotros no perdimos la fe porque sentíamos que ahí hay familiares de nosotros y estaban vivos. Y seguimos excavando y el día de ayer, bueno, se nos dio la oportunidad de comunicarnos con ellos. Nos comunicamos con 3 personas que están allá abajo, les quedaron 3.
Sikh MLAs and cabinet ministers across party lines appeared before the Akal Takht today over the sacrilege law. Here's more.
Sikh MLAs and cabinet ministers from across party lines appeared before the Akal Takht in Amritsar over the controversial Jagat Jot Shri Guru Granth Sahib Satkar Amendment Act of 2026. The highest Sikh temporal authority objected to the law, saying it was passed without consulting the Sikh Panth or the SGPC and raised concerns that it imposes excessive regulations on religious institutions and sevadars. The Akal Takht argues that strict registry tracking and mandatory police reporting will end up harassing genuine sevadars and local committees over accidental handling of holy scriptures. Facing immense spiritual pressure, the state government has reportedly blinked. Following the meeting, the Jathedar directed the Punjab government to address the Akal Takht objections within 30 days, even if it requires convening a special session of the Punjab Legislative Assembly. Top leadership is now preparing to comply with the Akal Takht's orders, setting the stage for a likely rollback or a special legislative session within the month. The Akal Takht also asked the government to keep the proposed anti-sacrilege law in abeyance until the concerns are resolved. The development marks a significant intervention by the Akal Takht, placing pressure on the Punjab government to revisit the legislation through consultation with Sikh religious bodies.
And it's a big breakthrough in the Sarla Devi abduction and murder case, viewers. Justice for Sarla Devi, the Kashmiri Pandit nurse, continues. But after 35 years, we see a charge sheet has been filed against Yasin Malik. 737-page comprehensive charge sheet filed before the court of the additional sessions judge under the NIA. Yasin Malik has been named, the JKLF's Yasin Malik named in the murder of Kashmiri Pandit nurse at the Sher-e-Kashmir Institute of Medical Sciences, who was killed by JKLF terrorists on 18th of April 1990. Investigation reveals the involvement of Muhammad Yasin Malik, then chief of commander of JKLF, along with Khurshid Ahmad Chaklu and Abdul Hamid Sheikh, Muhammad Yusuf Sofi, Ghulam Muhammad Taplu, planning the execution and abduction of the brutal killing. So the charge sheet has been filed against Yasin Malik as well, and several others also. 3 of the accused have died. And you have Yasin Malik already in judicial custody in another case, viewers. So this is the wait for justice has been going on for 35 years now. But Malik has been named as the mastermind in this case. All right, viewers, let's go for a short break right now. But on the other side, we bring you the latest coming in the Tushar Sharma death case. Theft has been reported in Garibala Singh's residence. But was this an attempt or a conspiracy to tamper evidence is the big question. We'll get you more on that. Stay tuned.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जल जीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
by the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show. This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much. आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ. You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus, right? There was. People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? If you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back then. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आर्थिक मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van. And then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Muharram procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, Le fir aage, which means, look, we are back. And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast. And the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now, the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one Shoaib, Zahid Khan and Taslim. Shoaib organized the event, and Zahid and Taslim were the ones waving the flag while standing on the vehicle before the vehicle was blown up. This is what has happened. And this is the strangest and most...
Accused in Ram Mandir theft case sent to 14-day judicial custody. Vijay government and major controversy. DMK leader files complaint against TVK Minister Sarath Kumar over drug video, demands NDPS probe. A second complaint also filed in connection with money distribution, alleged distribution of money during election campaign. Republic super exclusive expose on Shoaib Lashkar link. Over 20 Indian cricketers refused to comment on Shoaib Akhtar. Pakistan carries out strikes in Afghanistan, killing 30. Kabul says Pakistan targeted civilians. Akal Takht summons all Sikh MLAs, Punjab ministers over anti-sacrilege law. Mystery theft at Giribala Singh's residence. Attempted theft of files, but thieves scoot on hearing police silence. Was it an attempt to tamper with evidence? We start with the big breaking, and it's a big Republic news break impact as that India would be using the video of Shoaib Akhtar's brother's funeral, where Pakistani terrorists are seen attending the funeral, to mount pressure on the FATF, the terror watchdog, Financial Action Task Force. Pakistan managed to get out of the grey list of the FATF and is under tight scrutiny. And what we understand is that officials and the sources tell us that Pakistan is making the same mistake that it did with Jamaat-ud-Dawa. That was the financial wing of the Lashkar-e-Taiba. And that was the group because of which Pakistan got into trouble with the FATF. Now it is out of the grey list, but we have the president of the Islamabad wing of the PMML seen attending the funeral. He was seen along with Hafiz Talha Said, the son of Lashkar-e-Taiba founder, Hafiz Said, and LT's deputy Saifullah Qusuri, who is also the Pahalgam terror attack mastermind. Ishta, my colleague, joins us on the phone line on the broadcast from the newsroom. All right, Ishita, let's tell us more details, please.
We're looking at a big impact of Republic's expose of Shoaib Akhtar's terror links. In fact, on Saturday, we broke this story showing that how Lashkar terrorists were present at the funeral of Shoaib Akhtar's brother, again emphasizing that how these deep terror links go as far as civil society in Pakistan is concerned. There were several Lashkar terrorists which were spotted at the funeral of Shoaib Akhtar's brother, and we exposed this. We in fact reached out to several cricketers as well for a comment on this, and now it looks like in a major impact, this report could reach the doors of FATF, Financial Action Task Force. It is an organization that in fact takes action against terror financing. In fact, Pakistan was on their grey list till 2022, but it managed to exit that list, and now we're looking at that some stringent action could in fact come in against Islamabad, as a Republic now exposed that it is not just the politicians, the military or the ISI which is working hand in gloves with these terror outfits, but it also goes beyond that. These are powerful, influential people in Pakistan, and even the civil society continues to work, hands in gloves with the terror outfits, as we showed these visuals, in fact, to our viewers, showing that how these Lashkar terrorists, in fact, Inamur Rahman, who is a close aide of the plotter of Pahalgam attack, was present, seen standing next to Pakistani cricketer, the fast bowler Shoaib Akhtar. So as we exposed these links, we are now looking at the impact of it, and this report, in fact, we are understanding could reach the doors of FATF, and a big action could in fact come in against Islamabad, who managed to exit their grey list back in 2022, Rakshita.
Now, I also want to go across, Ishita, to the guest, Major General KK Soi, who's now joining us live on the story. This is Major General KK Soi. We are seeing India could use Shoaib Akhtar's videos to put pressure on the FATF. This is also India pointing out that terrorists are roaming freely in Pakistan. This video is exposing how Lashkar terrorists are standing right next to Shoaib Akhtar. It's a very, very clear message. Pakistan is doing absolutely nothing, and it is time that these reports are taken into consideration even by the FATF and others globally.
Absolutely right. Need of the hour. In fact, they got out of grey list of FATF maybe because of American pressure on FATF council, and it is high time that the world must realize that the links of all the terror activities ultimately point towards Pakistan. At present, they are they are doing good bonhomie with USA. That's why they were getting out of this list. But with these kind of proofs, when we put across to the world and to the FATF committee, I think this is live enough proof, adequate proofs, videos are there that they should be put in the FATF list, because Pakistan does not deserve the funds which they spend. Instead of spending on the people, on the poor, to raise the education level, they spend all the money on terror network and spreading terror, not only in India, across the globe. So the world has to take note of it. I think it's a very good proof and very good initiative. India must do it, and we must follow it up vigorously. Rakshita.
What action and how soon can Major General Sanjay Soebi take? I'm sorry, I had said I'd mispronounced your name, and I remember you are an expert in this field, Major General Sanjay Soebi. Whether it comes to 2021, the security and joint collaboration that you've seen in the Baltic region, whether it's joining the Security Skill Development Council, whether it's also trade forums that you have represented, India and Namibia ones, this is potentially self-sabotage for Pakistan yet again.
In fact, that's an unfortunate part for Pakistan. They don't understand this. They have no love for their people. I think, let the people die in poverty, let the people face hunger, or let them remain without education. Imagine what Pakistan is now in 47 and where they stand at present. The whole world knows them as Atankistan. Their passports are checked. Where is it leading to? Ultimately, these are self goals. They are doing it, and these proofs are good enough for the world to take note and stop the FATF, because whatever financial help goes to them, I know, and each one of us know, that all that money spent on terrorists, and to create hatred and to create terror across the globe. So I think it's very, very important that world should take note of it.
And this is not the first or the second time. We've earlier also seen the same mistakes being made by Pakistan Major General Sanjay Soebi. Whether it was when Jamaat-ul-Dawa was there, it's the financial wing of Lashkar-e-Toiba, which we all know. One of the primary reasons why we remember Pakistan had got into trouble in the FATF list. With great significance, I would say, with great impression, Pakistan finally got out of the grey list, but I think their place remains the same. They need to not be getting any funding in FATF. The president, in fact, of the Islamabad wing of the PMML was seen recently, like we're saying, attending the former Pakistan cricketer Shoaib Akhtar's brother. This is very significant now, because whether he's seen along with Hafiz Saeed, the son of Lashkar-e-Toiba's founder Hafiz Saeed, and the LET's deputy Saifullah Kasori, and IB is also saying that PMML is now just a front face for the terrorists who are freely roaming around in Pakistan.
Actually, the terrorists are same, the work is same, only names change, because just to get out of and they create a facade facade that yes, this is a different organization, Lashkar-e-Toiba is banned. So ultimately, I think, why the world is not taking note of it? Why US is keeping their eyes closed? That's very, very surprising, because they have suffered. The Osama bin Laden was found in Pakistan.
Sir,
they were supporting
I want to thank you for your expertise, Major General Sanjay Soebi. We're going to come back to this. We're just going to view a step aside. We're going to go right now to the West Bengal assembly scenes that are coming in on the UCC, a very prominent bill today in the assembly that's being contested, and that's possibly this bill that's been tabled is going to be a part of West Bengal. Subhendu Sadikari, the Chief Minister.
যে দাঙ্গা আটকাতে গেছিল তাই মারা গেছে, আপনার বাড়ির লোকরা কোথায় ছিল? বলে বাড়িতে ঢুকে পশু কাটার তরবারি দিয়ে কুপিয়ে কুপিয়ে মেরেছে। আরে ভোটটাকে দেন, ওই যে কাস্তে হাতুড়ি তারায়, তাহলে মারলো কেন? বললো আমরা হিন্দু তাই মেরে দিয়েছি। এই লোকগুলো 6 মাস 8 মাস জেলে থাকবে, বেরিয়ে আসবে, আবার বুক ফুলিয়ে ঘুরবে, আবার পঞ্চায়েতে লড়বে, আবার ভোট লুট করবে, এই জিনিস বন্ধ করার জন্যই এই আইন।
And that is why, to stop looting votes, we have brought new laws.
কোন দাঙ্গাবাজের স্থায়ী নেই। আর যে 4-5 রেকর্ড
None will be allowed to cause riots in West Bengal.
1 বছর প্রিভেন্টিং অ্যারেস্ট থাকবে। আশা করি রাজনৈতিক
Arrested for 1 year.
অনুমতি নিয়ে রাজনৈতিক কর্মসূচি করবেন।
You do your political programs, but after permission. I had to go to High Court many times for political programs when I was the leader of opposition.
আমি বললাম যানজট হয়ে যাবে, আমার ধারণা ছিল প্রচুর লোক আসবে। তা আমার ধারণা ছিল না 500-600 লোক হবে।
So we give permission for their rallies. I thought they will bring a lot of people, but now I see they don't have any people to bring in their program.
অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করে দিয়ে কলকাতার রাস্তায় ভিক্টোরিয়ার সামনে ফিতা নিয়ে চলে যাবেন কি মামার বাড়ি নাকি?
You cannot just go in front of the Victoria and create a ruckus. It's not your relative's house.
কে অধিকার দিয়েছে?
Who gave you the right to create ruckus?
পারমিশন প্রেয়ার করবেন, কোথায় দেব বলে দেব।
You seek for permission and we will give you permission. And we will tell you where to do your programs.
আরে আপনাদের লোক প্রচুর লোক, লক্ষ লক্ষ লোক, 30 লাখ লোক হয়।
You have many people, right? There, you bring in 40 lakh people, no? So let's see how many people comes to brigade this time. Shubhendra Adhikari is talking about the Trinamool supporters. He's saying that Trinamool used to bring a lot of people, but now they cannot. No one will come to your rally now. And slowly see, everything will happen. First of all, rule of law has been established. Rule of law has been established in West Bengal.
তাহলে আপনি এখানে চলে আসুন, আপনাদের তো আনেনই লোক। যাকে তোলার তুলেছি, আরেকজন বলছেন
arrested the ones who have created problem.
তার পেন যায়নি কেন? আরে পেন যদি ফিরে রাখিব হয় তাহলে দোয়াস্টার নাম মমতা ব্যানার্জি।
So if the pen is Sirhar Vakil, ink is Mamata Banerjee. Previous government used to work in such coordination.
একসঙ্গে সবাইকে যেতে হবে, কিন্তু
They used to create problems and crimes together.
জোগাড় করছি, এভিডেন্স থাকলে কাউকেই ছাড়বো না।
We are gathering evidence, and if we get evidence, we will leave no one.
ভদ্রলোক যারা আছে তাদের উপরে প্রয়োগ হবে না।
Good one.
He's clearly talking about the former Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, but today very crucial because the UCC is going to be looked at in great certainty in the West Bengal Legislative Assembly. We're going to go back to that, but viewers, there's breaking news coming in from Karnataka. The special intensive revision process is going to begin in Karnataka from tomorrow. It's going to continue till the 29th of July. Viewers, a total of 59,000 booth officers have been trained and deployed across the state. Karnataka is going to begin the motion of SIR. It becomes extremely crucial to see what's going to be happening now in Karnataka as this is presented by the Election Commission of India. Smita is joining us live from our newsroom. Smita, very, very clearly, this is an exercise to prepare the pure, accurate and inclusive electoral roll that's being done by the Election Commission of India. They've maintained there will be fresh electoral rolls. This is a controversy because for the first time, existing electors across Karnataka are being asked to submit fresh forms. There are objections being raised, but this is very, very clearly being done, viewers, for the fact that India needs to have reform. And SIR is trying to bring that forward. Now we've seen, Smita, I want to come across to you now. SIR is clearly different from what's happened earlier, Smita. The entire state is now going to see statewide SIR process rolling in.
True.
true. Well, after West Bengal and Bihar, SIR process and the political angles which it took, the Congress government here down in Karnataka is, probably trying to take a very careful step. SIR is inevitable. Even the chief election officer of Karnataka, Sarath Kumar, held a press meet today, briefing what will be the procedure and what all the voters have to do while this SIR process is going on. But the Congress party here is taking a very watchful step. Even the Congress party had a special meeting over the SIR in which they have given some basic training for the BLAs, that is booth level agents of the party, to make sure that their voters, that is particularly the Congress vote bank, is not affected during this SIR process, because there was much political debates that BJP has tilted the entire SIR process in the favor of their party's victory in Bihar and West Bengal. So with this political, probably the propaganda or the debates which happen in Bihar and West Bengal, Karnataka's Congress party, which is also the ruling party, has taken a very watchful eye on SIR. And being the ruling party, even the Chief Minister Chief Minister D.K. Kumar has addressed the party members and also the leaders, to have a very careful eye on the entire SIR process, to cooperate with the officers who are on the ground for this process, and also be alert. The BLAs have to be alert while the SIR process is happening. Even each BLAs have to go door to door along with the BLOs who are in this process, and make sure that this process goes without any hassle or without any trouble in future for the Congress party. So from tomorrow the SIR process will be starting in Karnataka for a period of 1 month. The Election Commission has taken careful steps to make this process hassle free, and even also the Election Commission of Karnataka has pleaded the voters to cooperate with the officers who are coming to the houses for the survey, and give the necessary documents and cooperate with the SIR officers who are going to come to the houses for this process. So we are also eagerly waiting to see whether this SIR process will also take a political turn as it took in Bihar and West Bengal, or the sitting ruling Congress party will cooperate and make sure this process goes without any trouble.
Okay, however, like you're saying, the opposition has always been speaking about this, Smita, and they're always saying it's unconstitutional. But the reason that the SIR is actually there is what's being stated by the government, by the Election Commission of India, that it's only there to ensure, this is a routine special intensive revision, only to ensure that there is clarity in the electoral process.
Very true. The opposition parties here in Karnataka is BJP and JDS, but both are in favor of SIR process. They are saying that this should be done to make sure there are no proxy votes, there are no not eligible voters should be involved in this voter list. So the opposition side is very clear that they will cooperate for this SIR process. But as I said, the ruling party, that is Congress, it has understood, probably from taking the example from what happened in West Bengal, they have also understood that if they oppose to the SIR strongly, as Mamata Banerjee did in West Bengal, down here in Karnataka, it may, backstab them in the upcoming days, or even in 2028 elections. So
parties need to understand,
they have probably
fair elections. That's the name of the game. I thank you, Smita, for giving us that perspective. Let's see what happens in Karnataka. Viewers, we're moving on to the other breaking news coming in. This time from Jammu. 14 people have been detained by GRP Jammu ahead of the Amarnath Yatra 2026. The GRP Jammu has intensified the security arrangements for the Amarnath Yatra. 5 preventive complaints registered under sections have also been there. I also want to go across to Gursimran, who's joining us live on the story. Gursimran, it's the time for Amarnath Yatra. 14 accused have been produced before the Executive Magistrates Court. Preventive checking and surveillance is being done to continue throughout the Amarnath Yatra to ensure the pilgrims' safety. What are you picking about the people, the 14 people who have been detained, Gursimran?
See, it was right ahead of the Amarnath Yatra that the security has been beefed up, and keeping that security in highest of the alertness, the security forces were carrying out the regular surveillance. During the surveillance, they saw 14 suspects that have been apprehended by the security forces. They were roaming in the area of the railway station in Jammu, after which the GRP got into action along with the paramilitary force, and they detained all these 14 suspects. Soon after that, they were presented before the first-class executive magistrate at the Tahsil Bahu, after which they were charged under the sections 3(9) and 128 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Now the further action will also follow, but the security forces are saying that in days to come they are going to intensify this crackdown because they want the peaceful conduct of the Amarnath Yatra to take place. And since the train has reached Kashmir Valley, so the focus will also be on the railway stations because they also are the probable targets for those who are trying to disrupt peace.
Thank you, Gursimran, for giving us those details. Viewers, we're moving on to our top focus story from Venezuela. There are rescue teams from Venezuela and around the world that are racing against time to find survivors trapped under the rubble 4 days after two powerful earthquakes had struck the northern state of La Guaira. The death toll has reached 1,450, with thousands still missing. While international teams and local civilians continue desperate search efforts, criticism is growing towards the government's response, with many saying civilian-led efforts have been more effective. Even as the critical 72-hour golden window for rescues is passed, some survivors are still being pulled from the debris, giving an anguistic and very anguished family a glimmer of hope. Over 2,600 rescue workers, nearly 140 specially trained dogs working around the clock in these areas. The scale of the disaster triggered a massive international humanitarian response. Take a look.
What we're seeing behind me is rescuers from mostly other countries and dozens of Venezuelans working as fast as they can to find their loved ones. This continues to be mostly a citizen-led effort. We can see a few more soldiers from Venezuela than we saw in previous days. But again, it's mostly neighbors, friends, relatives who are searching for their loved ones.
Vale. ¿Y tiene buen hueco de vida o no? Vale. Vale, seguimos trabajando, ¿vale?
Muy bien. Llega a 1.450 personas, mujeres y hombres que perdieron la vida como consecuencia de la más brutal catástrofe natural que haya sufrido nuestro país en su historia. 3.150 personas se han reportado heridas en los hospitales de La Guaira y en los hospitales de los 7 estados donde hubo algún tipo de afectación. 12.721 personas damnificadas.
Vale. ¿Y tiene buen hueco de vida o no? Una, dos, tres. No. Vayan rotando la misma gama favorita, vayan rotando despacio. Cuidado. Bueno, desde el inicio, cuando nosotros comenzamos a hacer el trabajo de excavación, por así decirlo, entes de acá del estado con cámaras térmicas, como se han explotado algunas bombonas, nos dijeron que básicamente ahí no quedaba señales de vida. Sin embargo, nosotros nunca perdimos la fe, seguimos excavando. Luego vino la ayuda de México hicieron oído y escuche y dijeron que no quedaban personas vivas porque nadie respondía. Luego vinieron los de Estados Unidos, metieron los perros y como los perros no ladraron, no hicieron nada, decían que no habían personas allí. Sin embargo, con todo eso nosotros no perdimos la fe porque sentíamos que ahí hay familiares de nosotros que estaban vivos. Y seguimos excavando y el día de ayer, bueno, se nos dio la oportunidad de comunicarnos con ellos. Nos comunicamos con 3 personas que están allá abajo, les quedaron 3.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा सिप असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover 2 lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time, and now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job, but it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way, but there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's...
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show. This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Republic. I'm Chongtham Amrita, and in a video that was exposed by Republic, Pakistani cricketing legend Shoaib Akhtar mingling with many LET terrorists, and also the links between the Pahalgam terrorist mastermind in a funeral for his brother. Why is the Indian fraternity of sports silent on that video? These are some of the latest that we're tracking and more. But first, take a look at the headlines. The 8 accused in the Ram temper theft case have now been sent to 14-day judicial custody. Vijay government in major controversy. DMK leader files complaint against TVK Minister Sarath Kumar over drug video, demands NDPS probe. Republic super exclusive expose and Shoaib Laskar link. Over 20 Indian cricketers refuse to comment on Shoaib Akhtar. Akal Takht summons all Sikh MLAs and have given a deadline of 1 month for amending anti-sacrilege laws. Mystery theft at Giribala's residence. Attempted theft of files, but thieves scoot on hearing police siren. Was it an attempt to tamper evidence? Now, viewers, a big story coming in from Tamil Nadu. Now, trouble continues to mount for the TVK Minister Sarath Kumar and the Vijay government after a complaint was filed by DMK advocate Saranya Natarajan seeking proper investigation in the video that went on social media that alleged that the minister was seen crushing a powder-like substance during an IPL match 2 years ago. Another complaint has been filed against Tamil Nadu Minister for Human Resources Management D. Sarath Kumar, alleging that he distributed money to induce people to vote during the election campaign. The complaint was lodged by a representative of the election flying squad at the Visaranai Nagar police station of Tambaram constituency after a video allegedly showing money being distributed during Minister Sarath Kumar's campaign went viral. Trouble seems to mount for the Vijay government in Tamil Nadu. I'm now joined by my colleague Sharda to give us more details into this. Sharda, these are some allegations, big allegations that's mounting on the Vijay government. First, the powder-like crushing video of one of his ministers and another complaint for distributing money during election campaign. These are serious allegations, Sharda. Is there any statement till now from the Vijay government either denying or giving any statement to these big allegations to the Vijay-led government in Tamil Nadu?
Well, Amrita, as of now, no action or no inquiry has happened in this particular case. The TVK Minister Sarath Kumar, after explaining that it was a medicine that he was suggested by the pediatrician to give his child who was sick at that point of time, he claimed that it was just a crushed paracetamol tablet. However, multiple people in social media have claims that it was not possible to do that, and even proof videos were put in today by multiple social media users saying that it is not possible to break a tablet using a smartphone and ATM card. In this case, now TVK has not made any reaction into this particular case. Now DMK has staged a protest today asking for the police commissioner to do a strict inquiry or detailed inquiry into this particular case, and multiple protests were held across the state of Tamil Nadu to make sure that the TVK minister is inquired into this particular case. And main reason being TVK saying that it will be a drug-free state under their rule and promising a drug-free task force, and old video of the minister surfacing like this questions the credibility of the government is what the DMK is claiming.
Right, Sharda, these are some big allegations, and we'll continue to track this story. And thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast with those inputs. And now, viewers, we are moving on to another shocking story coming in from Pune. This is in connection to the Lohagarh murder case. The accused Sia and Chetan are to be produced in court shortly in connection to the murder of Ketan Agarwal in Pune. A high-profile case has now emerged in this, with several allegations also being traded between Sia and Chetan, blaming each other for the final push and the motive of the murder. And they have been interrogated separately along with their parents as well, interrogated several hours. And in the latest, Sia and Chetan are to be produced before the court today.
And also regarding this, Republic spoke to Sia's lawyer, saying that he does not substantiate the claim that Sia pushed Ketan. Let's take a listen to that.
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि पूरे तथ्य से या कहीं से ऐसे ये सिद्ध नहीं हो पा रहा है और हमें देखना होगा, क्योंकि पुलिस भी इसमें अपने हर तरीके से, हर एंगल से जो है सच को लाने की कोशिश कर रही है ताकि सच्चाई जो है लोगों तक आ सके और उस दिन क्या हुआ था ये बात जो है क्लैरिटी के साथ जो है सामने आ सके। अब चूँकि वो अभी पीसीआर में हैं तो हमारा ज़्यादा सवाल जवाब तो हमारे क्लाइंट से भी नहीं हो पा रहा है, लेकिन हमारी कोशिश है कि कुछ हम एटलीस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन हम ले पाएँ जो हमारे केस में हमको मदद कर पाए।
जो हमारे सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं कि जो सिया बयान दे रही है वो कह रही चेतन धक्का दिया और चेतन कह रहा है सिया ने धक्का दिया।
देखिए ये सब तो स्पेकुलेशन है, क्योंकि अभी तक ऐसा कोई ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट कोर्ट में नहीं आया है। जब ऐसा कोई डॉक्यूमेंट कोर्ट में फाइल होता है चार्जशीट द्वारा या केस डायरी अगर बीच में आता है तो हम उसमें देखेंगे कि हम किस तरह से उस बात को हम आगे बोल पाते हैं या डिफेंड कर पाते हैं।
एक बात और सामने आ रहा है कि सिया के और चेतन के बीच में जो संबंध थे, परिवार कह रहा है हमें मालूम नहीं था, साहिल कह रहा है मालूम है।
देखिए अगर हम एफआईआर को पढ़ें तो एफआईआर में तो कंप्लेनेंट ने खुद लिखा है कि उसकी दोस्ती थी, तो यानी कि कहीं ना कहीं ये बात तो जानकारी में थी जो एफआईआर से पता चलता है। तो अगर उन्होंने उस टाइम अगर ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं लिया लड़के वालों की तरफ से या किसी और ने भी, तो हो सकता है कि ये एक जनरलाइज्ड तरीके का एक दोस्ती हो जो कि नॉलेज में हो। बाकी तो देखिए बहुत सारे फैक्ट्स मैं अभी बोल नहीं सकता क्योंकि इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी भी चल रहा है।
सिया के परिवार को मालूम था चेतन और सिया के बीच में जो प्रेम संबंध?
देखिए इस बारे में मेरी परिवार से ज़्यादा बातचीत नहीं है। जो भी है हमारा क्लाइंट के साथ ही हमारा जो है इंटरेक्शन जो थोड़ा बहुत हुआ है वही है, और बाकी जो आगे उनसे ही जो जानकारी मिल पाएगी, क्योंकि इस केस में मुझे नहीं लगता कि परिवार को बहुत बातों की नॉलेज हो ना हो, बट हम जो हमारी क्लाइंट हैं उनसे ही कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन लेके आपको बता पाएंगे।
एक आखिरी सवाल, सिया के ऊपर जो आरोप लगाए जा रहे हैं क्या आप सही मानते हैं?
देखिए कोई भी आरोप पूरी तरह से हम उसको सही नहीं माना जा सकता। इनफैक्ट जो इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी भी है वो भी अपने तथ्यों को जो है प्रोड्यूस कर सकती है कोर्ट में, लेकिन वो तथ्य कितने सही हैं, क्या है, विटनेसेस कितने कॉन्क्रीट हैं या सबूत कितने कॉन्क्रीट हैं जो इस बात को साबित कर सके, ये तो ट्रायल कोर्ट ही जो है इसको डिसाइड कर पाएगा।
Right, these are the statements that Republic exclusively accessed from the lawyer of Sia, and still saying that there are not enough evidence to substantiate that Sia committed a murder. And now I'm also joined by my colleague Revati, who has been tracking this story in great detail. Revati, thank you so much for joining us. And we are getting reports that Sia and Chetan are set to be produced before the court very shortly now. And as we are waiting for that particular incident where they will be produced before the court, I'd like to know from you that there have been many blame game that has been traded between Sia and Chetan, and Sia's lawyer has also argued that there's enough. Well, right now let's quickly cut to the live shots of Sia and Chetan being produced before the court. These are live visuals that we're tracking. Both of them, both of the accused in the Ketan Agarwal's murder case are being produced before the court. These are live visuals that we are tracking as of now. So these we are seeing Chetan and Sia both being produced before the court today, and a hearing will be done for them, and we will await the verdict of the court. Now, coming back to you, Revati, we are seeing these live visuals. They will be produced before the court, and the court will deliver a verdict on this momentarily. Now, there has been the key emerging point in this. There has been blame game traded between them. What is it going on that we want to know regarding this case? Sia's lawyers continues to say there's not enough evidence. Well, there have been many circumstantial evidence, including video footages regarding this a day before they have received this area. And these are some of the very damning evidences that we are tracking also. So what's the latest that you're tracking on the ground?
Right. So before moving forward, I would like to mention that the hearing has already begun, and the public prosecutor has presented his side, and as well as both the defense counsel, Vipul Dishing, advocate for Sia, and another defense counsel for Chetan Chaudhary, Ram Shahane, has also presented this side. Also, in the argument in the court, which is going on right now, the defense counsel has said that this is a becoming a media trial. So it is clearly said that if a person has fallen from a cliff, how it can be a murder on the basis of the parents' claims is what the defense counsel has argued. Also, the public prosecutor has said that all the other aspects, such as Chetan Chaudhary's clothes, needs to be seized, where the clothes which he was wearing during the crime scene, and both Sia and Chetan needs to be taken to the spot together to recreate the scene. Also, to counter this, the defense counsel for Sia said that this is in this country such a recreation hasn't been done. So is it really important? The police custody for 7 days shouldn't be granted because the public prosecutor demanded for a police custody of 7 days. So the arguments are currently going on in the court, and the decision will be given by the court shortly.
And also, Revati, these are some very tough times for the family as well. We have heard earlier there have been exclusive interviews with the family of Sia and also from Chetan's family as well. Both of them disowning their children, saying that if they in fact committed the murder, then they would receive the same kinds of punishment. Now, with these lawyers defending them, and that is quite natural, saying that there were not enough evidences. What could more can be expected? Because there's a person who have been killed, and there has been many chats that have been deleted between those two, and there's an affair that was going on. So all of this points to a very circumstantial amount of evidence where a murder was carried out. But with this defense, what could that lead to? We would like to know on that more, Revati.
So most important takeaway in this particular matter is that the top police sources say that the people who visited Lohagarh Fort within that time span, which is when Sia and Chetan Agarwal reached the Lohagarh Fort until the crime was executed. Within that time span, the visitors of Lohagarh Fort will be also scrutinized, and their statement will also be recorded. And as of now, it is said that the CCTV footage to get these witnesses' statement has been scrutinized, and they are being contacted by the Pune Rural Police. So that is the biggest takeaway. Also, the most important thing is that yesterday a separate recreation along with the dummy body was done by rural police, and also Sia showed the details, minute details from the route which they took to climb the Lohagarh Fort. Also, Chetan Chaudhary showed the route to the rural police. But now what the public prosecutor is demanding or is arguing is that the both Sia and Chetan shall be brought together, and then a recreation shall be made, is what the demand is being made. So they need a 7 days police custody. Also, the parents, Chetan Agarwal's parents are in deep shock, and they demanded a justice. They also met a CM of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, and a special public prosecutor, Ujjwal Nikam, has taken up their case. On the other hand, Sia Goel's parents whose father, her father actually was admitted at a private hospital in Pune. He said that even if my daughter is found guilty in this, she shall face the punishment. So overall, as of now, 7 days police custody is demanded by the police and public prosecutors. So it will be important to see that what decision is given by the court considering all orders.
That's right. Thank you so much for all of your inputs, Revati, and we'll continue to track this story as both Chetan and Sia was produced before the court shortly, and also Sia allegedly said that she wants a change of her for her counsel. So these are some of the latest that we're tracking, but now we move on to another big story. Now a big Republican impact. In fact, pressure mounts on Pakistan, which is set to mount at the Financial Action Task Force, the FATF, after several videos of terrorists roaming around in the open have surfaced. Now, Pakistan, which had managed to get out of the grey list of the FATF, is now under tight scrutiny after it assured that it would do more to curb terror financing. Now, on the one hand, it has to stay out of the FATF's radar, and on the other, it cannot afford to displease its proxies, such as the LET. Now, their on your visuals, LET members out in the open, very openly, in a funeral ceremony of the brother of Shoaib Akhtar, a Pakistani cricket legend, a public personality. Now we are seeing several people, key individuals of the Lashkar-e-Toiba, and not just that, the key members of the PMML, which is considered the political front of the LET, and this linked with the Pahalgam terrorist mastermind. So these are big names in the LET, and an organization that has been flagged by the United Nations. And this now after Republic have exposed these videos, now the FATF have considered these videos and might also put Pakistan back on the grey list after it made the effort to get out of it, saying that there have been a lot of terror funding going on in the nation, in Pakistan. And these are just visuals, very recent visuals that we are tracking. And at this moment, we are also joined by an esteemed guest, Colonel Anurag Shukla, retired defense expert, is joining us live from Delhi today and to give us more insights into the story. Thank you so much for joining us. And now you may have also seen these visuals, a Pakistani cricket icon roaming around in a funeral ceremony with Lashkar-e-Toiba. This has been a crucial question. Many questions have been raised. And in fact, now the FATF have gained attention to that. And my question to you is that could this put Pakistan back in the grey list in the terror funding, which has been flagged earlier also and managed to get out of it? Now, will this be a big impact in Pakistan being pushed back into the grey list of the FATF once again?
Definitely what you're saying is very correct. It should lead to the Pakistan going back to the FAFT folds, because very many times we have seen that it is a state policy. Pakistan has been following this as a state policy, supporting the terrorists and financing them. If you see just last year in May 2025, when Op Sindoor happened, the exact terrorist location were hit and the number of terrorists were found to be this as a bulk, and then when they died and when their funeral was taking place, at that time it was seen that the military and the politician attending their funeral, and thereafter when we came to know relocation of those terrorists is taking place in the remote areas of the Pakistan, those specific dates and time and places has also been revealed by the Indian Intelligence Agency as well as the World Intelligence Agency. Thereafter, still the Pakistan is in denial mode and he is not ready to accept that these are the people who are actually causing trouble to their economy and their image throughout the world. This is known fact throughout the world that these are the terrorists who are engaged in terrorist activities, killing the innocent people all over the world, including India. And India has been raising the same topic for last 2 decades. And now, since the state policy reflects the states which you can see in the photographs where the people, terrorists openly join in and just go there and without any trouble they are being welcomed there. So definitely it is a point of concern and India should be very, very cautious about these things. They should also put these topics on the UN forum or any other international arena. They should push that Pakistan should be back again to the FAFE list. And then second thing and last thing I want to say that all the people who are promoting and who are encouraging that Indian artists and Pakistani artists should work together or there should be some back channel talks should be there. I totally recommend it should not be there. Pakistan has been engaged in killing the innocent citizen of India for quite a long time and they have not reversed their position as of now. Even today, if you see, they are hurting the interest of the Afghanistan. They are bombing them, killing the innocent people. So they have the state policy and they are not hiding it anywhere. So definitely this should be encouraged not to get engaged in Pakistani state machinery, and then these people are reflection of their society as well as their state policy, and we should make sure that they should take a note of this what is happening in Pakistan, and definitely they should be put back into the FAFE list.
Right. And also, Colonel Shukla, these are some of the visuals on our screen as well. Now, Shoaib Akhtar mingling with LET terrorists. Earlier, Arshad Nadeem also was seen mingling and talking very closely with LET terrorists. And even in 2020, we have seen a Pakistani cricketer, once again, Shahid Afridi. He was making very strong remarks against India. He was coming at a rally in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. So we are seeing increasing moments and incidents of Pakistani sportsperson, global icons, giving these remarks and rubbing shoulders with terrorists who are, in fact, openly challenged India, carried out the 26/11 2011 Pahalgam terror attack as well. Why should they be sidelined in this? Should they also be tackled? We are seeing that even the sports fraternity are being now spilled over into this, and there is no line in Pakistan, be it politics or even in sports. It looks like it now. So what should be the response of India at this, even from the sports fraternity in this regard, sir?
Surely there are few quarters in Indian sports fraternity where they claim that the sport should be de-linked from the political move and it should be continued. But I strongly recommend that this should be immediately stopped. As it is, we are not playing, but in the international forum like World Cups and place where we are forced to play. The Indian policy is very clear. We don't go there, we don't shake hands, but then someday, somewhere we have to draw a line. Should we continue with the aggressors, those who are killing our own innocent citizens? It has been a long policy from state as well as those artists or those sports players, sportsmen who are coming here on the pretext of increasing the man-to-man contact and all those nonsense which they keep talking. But on ground, it is not culminating into any peace talk or anything peace which is happening for last 30 years or 35 years, if I remember correctly. We have been fighting terrorists in our own land. We have not gone anywhere. They are the ones who are aggressively coming here and killing our own citizens. And these icons, sports icons like cricketers, always rubbing their shoulder with many of the known terrorists, and then they are attending those parties, they are attending funerals. So definitely they should be highlighted, and Indian government has taken a very correct decision, like no talks can be go on until unless they leave the policy of supporting terrorists. So definitely we need to, as a citizen.
Right. Right, we seem to have a connection as well at this moment, and these are the latest that we're tracking, and many questions being raised in the Association of Sports Icon and the sports fraternity global icons in Pakistan mingling with Lashkar-e-Toiba. We are tracking all of these details as well, and we move on to another story now coming in from the United States. Donald Trump has now claimed that Iran has requested a meeting. This will take place tomorrow in Doha. It is the latest breakthrough after fresh rounds of escalations emerged post signing of the peace deal between United States and Iran, and now Donald Trump has claimed that Iran has sought a meeting with the US president. This is regarding the peace deal agreement that was struck between the two nations, and in bringing a ceasefire, immediate ceasefire between the two nations. And as per reports, the meeting will be taking place tomorrow in Doha. The latest, it's a big breakthrough, and this after there have been several escalations in the past few days from both sides, and US claiming that Iran has struck several key bases, and Iran retaliated back to that. And now Donald Trump has once again said that Iran has sought a meeting with him, and the meeting is likely to take place in Doha tomorrow. We are still tracking if the president himself will be present in this meeting or if he will be represented by the vice president, because the deal was struck by the vice president as well. And we are also joined at this moment by an esteemed guest, and on the story, Colonel Anurag Shukla, defense expert. He continues to join with us on this. Colonel, I would like your thoughts and comments on this. Now, after the deal has been struck between the United States and Iran, there have been a very positive feedback from various nations on this. And now just a few days after that, there have been again escalations. And this was again, some of the experts expected this to happen. And now with this latest breakthrough, Donald Trump claiming that Iran is seeking another round of meeting, do you think that this is where the buck stops between the two nations, where they will be finalizing on the agreement of completely zero escalation between these two nations?
First, I want to convey and everybody understand this, that whatever Trump says, there's a trust defect. People are not taking him seriously, and he has been turning around on his own statement quite often. In the last 70 days only, we have seen quite a number of times he has spoken something, and later on he has retreated it back, or he has taken a complete U-turn. So coming to the second point, that it is right now Iran is seeking or not, maybe there's a possibility that they are looking forward to close this deal. They want to close the war, and ultimately it is the same intention what USA is also looking for. But at the end of the day, the mediator has to be very strong. Like in this case, Qatar is the one who is following the case, and they are pushing the thing. And in the sideline, Pakistan is also there, but they are not able to do anything positive in this deal. But surely this escalation which has taken in last 3 days, which has been unwarranted, but there has been some reason and which on ground what has happened, we will come to know at the later stage. But definitely there has been the bombardment where the sites of the USA, American bases, military bases have been hit. At the same time, they have also been claiming that Iran has also been claiming that they were able to hit the correct